Alrighty, hello. Oh, I forgot these. There we go. I thought I was doing well. I remembered my light for my face. Still not bright enough, but kind of proud of myself. I remembered that, but I forgot the backdrop lights. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Like I said on Wednesday, we are going to continue doing our VGC climb. I did put together a new team, different than the one that we had on Wednesday. I feel like the team that we had on Wednesday did decently well for, the first time that I jumped into things and got my feet wet. This time around, I did put together a new team. I really hemmed and hawed over it a lot, trying to put together a team that would synergize a little bit better than last time. So we'll go ahead and use that for a while, see how things go. Alrighty. Go ahead and go to double battles. And here is the second team that I put together. I was going to put together a third team, but I really wasn't satisfied with it, so this is just kind of pieces of a third team, so it's totally incomplete. But what we've got here is the new team that I set up. I did have kind of a hard time putting this team together just because I really wanted some good synergy in the matchup here. So what I've got is I've got Hydreigon. It is a Terra Steel type. With Terra Blast, it will effectively work as a special sweeper. I am hoping to set up with Tailwinds with this team to get my momentum going immediately. The biggest downside to this team is that I really don't have a great counter for Trick Room other than trying to taunt. So if I come up against an Indeedee female with Trick Room, probably not going to do too well until that Trick Room ends. So we'll see how this goes. But Hydreigon here is functioning as a special sweeper. Like I said, it's Steel type Terra, so if I am threatened by a Fairy type, I can Terra immediately to get that defensive boost to resist an incoming Fairy attack and answer it with a boosted Steel type Terra Blast. Just below him, I do have Pincurchin. Pincurchin is there to set terrain. He's got the terrain extender. He should function somewhat defensively. I do have him invested in HP and attack. The idea with him is that he's going to kind of be slightly annoying, somewhat of a support, somewhat of a physical attacker. What about Marini? Oh, why wouldn't I bring like a Marini? Is that what you mean? But kind of going on Pincurchin there. He's kind of a flexible support. The reason why I didn't bring Marini is that Marini doesn't quite have great support moves. It is a fantastic tank. Its evolution is a fantastic tank. And it's a good pivot. So I can send it out, absorb a hit, and send something that would be a little bit better out to kind of pivot a turn or two. But it just doesn't have the utility that Pincurchin has. My Pincurchin puts down electric terrain, which I'll explain a little bit later why that would be useful. It also carries Memento, so if it is running low on health, I can Memento one of the enemy Pokemon and kind of shred its offensive abilities a little bit. And of course, Memento causes your Pokemon to faint, so it's kind of a last resort type move. It also does have priority with Sucker Punch. So it can do a little bit of damage. It's not completely useless in that regard. But it's more of a very flexible support. Below that, I do have Amoonguss. Amoonguss is Amoonguss. It does what Amoonguss does. It spores things. It rage powders things. It's there to be a damage sponge and to protect my sweepers. Next, we have the Dragonite that we talked about last stream. It does have Ice Spinner on it to take care of terrain setters. With Ice Spinner, though, I can also take advantage of my own terrain. Of course, I destroy it in the process, but I can set down the terrain with Pincurchin and then use Ice Spinner if it's advantageous to do so. Otherwise, what I can do is I can Terrasilize to normal and start picking up a lot of damage with extreme speeds. This is also useful too. The biggest counter to Dragonite, of course, is Indeedee putting down Psychic Terrain and nullifying terrain users. So I can reset that terrain if I have to, if I don't want to use Ice Spinner. So this team really does kind of counter Indeedee female quite a bit. But again, I don't have a good answer for Trick Room. So I am anticipating that to be a slight problem. But I'm hoping that I can work around it a little bit with the increased priority, since priority works as expected in Trick Room. Below that, we are bringing back Murkrow for its Tailwind ability. I did have Haze on it on Wednesday. I have since changed that. Since Haze didn't get a whole lot of usage, I didn't really find it very useful. However, after doing a little bit more research, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Haze back onto it when Series C comes out next month. Just because with the addition of the Ruinous Treasures and their ability to reduce stats just when they send it out and increase their own stats when they send it out, Haze I think will be very useful to reset my stats and reset their stats so that it kind of negates that benefit that the Ruinous Treasures have. And then below that, I do have Iron Moth. Iron Moth is set up with a Choice Scarf, so I can pick my move carefully and hopefully sweep with that. I do have Pincurchin on the team to set down the electric terrain to boost the Iron Moth with that electric terrain. So I'm hoping that there's a good amount of synergy there. Pincurchin here is kind of the synergy that I was hoping for, where it works with multiple members on my team. The only thing that is a downside to having Pincurchin with this team is that when it puts down electric terrain, that will prevent things from going to sleep. So I won't be able to use Spore as effectively. So I kind of, in my thought process, was like, well, if I have to put something to sleep, I can Ice Spinner the electric terrain, destroying it, and put something to sleep. So that was kind of my thought process there. So I have a little bit more synergy with this team overall, but it does have a big glaring weakness with that Trick Room difficulty. So we'll see how it goes. I might actually swap back over to this team since it did do pretty well. As you can see, I did borrow the Black Sludge off of my Revavroom and put it on my Amoonguss. So if we do switch teams, I do have to go back out to the main menu and swap some items around. I'm poor, so I didn't feel like investing in multiple Black Sludges. I just moved it around. So let's go ahead and get into it. And wait for our first opponent of the night. My day went by pretty good. Today's, of course, Friday, so had to go to work early and unload an entire truck full of car parts. and one of our guys is out on medical leave, so it was just me and 2 other guys in the warehouse, so it was a lot of heavy lifting. So I am tired. Alright, so it looks like we've got a Trick Room team off the bat. This is great. So we've got the Trick Room setter in Indeedee. This entire team is pretty slow, save for the Gallade. So I am anticipating some shenanigans here. I'm probably not going to bring my Murkrow, just because Tailwind is going to be largely useless. It looks like he's probably going to lead with Indeedee and possibly the Hatterene, or maybe even the Armarouge. So I'm kind of expecting that. The Bellybolt is also a really interesting addition. Bellybolt is reasonably tanky and does hurt quite a bit. So I am actually interested to see how he plays that. I don't see it very often when I watch other VGC content. So I'm going to try and play this fast and hard as I can. So I'm going to bring all of my damage dealers right off the bat. The only support that I'll have here is my Pincurchin. So I'm really hoping that it pays off. Like I said, I don't have any answer for Trick Room, so I'm hoping that I can just kind of muscle my way through it. I am a little afraid of that Armarouge. We saw on Wednesday how much damage it can do with a Psychic Terrain boosted expanding force. So we will see how this goes. Okay, so he did lead with the Indeedee, which we saw coming. My Pincurchin is slower than Indeedee, so it does overwrite the Psychic Terrain, so that's great for me. He can't take advantage of that. He has to switch out and put Indeedee back in for the Psychic Terrain to come back down. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to try and just put some damage on the Gallade. He's probably the biggest threat here. I am going to immediately Terastallize and Terra Blast into the Gallade. He is their damage dealer, so I kind of want to get him off the field as soon as possible. The biggest downside to what I've got now, though, is that I can't really protect my Hydreigon. Best I can really do is use Memento on Pincurchin and shred the offensive abilities of my opponent, and hope that's enough to protect Hydreigon. That was not a lot of damage. I was expecting a little bit more. And Sacred Sword. I should have really thought about Steel Terastallizing into a fighting type. That was not smart. Good amount of damage from Pincurchin. Not exactly what I wanted, though. So we are going to go ahead. Since we did use the Terastallize, though, and really wasted it, Dragonite is going to be not as powerful as it could be. So I'm going to go into Iron Moth. I am hoping that Iron Moth can do some work here. Again, Indeedee is not swapping out, and it opted for a helping hand that turn. So I think it's just going to be supporting. It's probably not going to... it's probably not going to attack. I am going to do Sucker Punch on that Gallade. I'm hoping that it knocks it out immediately. I don't think it's going to, but we can try. Gonna go ahead and go for Heat Wave as my choice, just to do... There we go. Follow me. Great. That does make the... Okay, good. Gallade went down anyway, so we don't have to worry about him. I do understand his point, though, in not recalling the Indeedee and trying to keep Indeedee out and let it do its job as a support. But I think I would have recalled it so I could reset this terrain. It really isn't doing him any favors to have this terrain down. Alright, so Belly Bolt is probably going to go for an Acid Spray and start shredding my defenses. I'm going to go for another Sucker Punch. Hopefully that lands. Actually, no. I'm going to go for a Poison Jab and get rid of this Indeedee. We're going to go for a Heat Wave, obviously, with Choice Band, or Choice Scarf. There we go. So Indeedee is absolutely going down this turn. Yeah. Critical hit, even. Again, Belly Bolt, gonna hurt, but I'm expecting an Acid Spray. Acid Spray, oh, hit one shot. That hurt a lot. And my speed fell, so that might not be great for me. Good amount of damage. And we got the poison, which is great, so Belly Bolt won't be sticking around too long. But its ability here, just to quickly explain, anytime you damage it, it powers up its next electric move. Which isn't great because it does have access to Parabolic Charge, which can heal it. And next we have Hatterene. Hatterene does not have Psychic Terrain down to assist it, which is great. I am going to Sucker Punch into the Hatterene. No, actually, I'm going to Sucker Punch into the Belly Bolt. I want that thing gone. I don't want to take another Dirt Clod to the face. So we're just going to continue with the Heat Waves and just keep the Memento up. Here we go with the Sucker Punch. That takes out Belly Bolt. Ben Kirchen's doing a lot of work for a flex support. I'm a little proud of it. Right, there's a Dazzling Gleam. Almost no damage on Iron Moth, which is great. Gonna go ahead and go for the Sucker Punch. I really don't have anything else to do, and we're just gonna Heat Wave. Pretty sure we've got this battle. Ooh. And he lived. There we go. Excellent. Awesome. I think that worked really well. He didn't put a Trick Room down, which was a little bit odd considering his team was fairly slow. I don't know if he wasn't carrying it or if he just didn't think to do it, or if he thought, you know, since Psychic Terrain is not down, it wasn't worth putting it down. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he could have played that a little bit better. I don't think we really made any spectacular plays there. I think we got a little lucky with someone who just made a few mistakes. And to answer your question, are legendaries allowed in this? Not yet. So next month, Series C begins, and it will last for, I think, 3 months. And in Series C, it'll be the same exact rules as it is now, which right now it's everything in the Paldea decks plus the Paradox Pokemon. Series C will be the same thing, but plus the Treasures of Ruin, which are the 4 Chinese legendaries, the ones with the Chinese sounding names. So those will be a new addition in Series C. I'm really not looking forward to that. A, because they can't be shiny, so that doesn't really super interest me. B, they're legendaries, and I've never been a big fan of bringing legendaries to competitive fights. I know that might be an unpopular opinion, but it's just my own. And the third reason why I'm not looking forward to that is I kind of feel like it's almost like a different beast of what Zacian was last generation. Zacian was a complete and total monster in competitive play. It dominated everything. It was in at least the top 3 of usage, if not top 1 for months at a time. It was just too good. So I'm really not looking forward to that. I'm pretty sure that most teams are going to have multiple Treasures of Ruin on their team. I think you can have multiple. I'm not 100% sure. It might be limited just to 1. I'll have to review the rules one more time. But even then, the Goldfish Chi-Yu, What it does is when you throw it into battle, it decreases everyone's special defense, and it is a monster of a special attacker. So just doing that really sets it up in a good place passively. Like, you don't have to actually do anything but throw it out. So that's why I'm really hoping that Murkrow with Haze can reset that before it becomes a problem. Biggest downside to that is that I have to commit a turn to resetting what Chi-Yu does automatically. Alright. I'm going to get up real quick. I'm going to close my door. I will be right back. I'm not going to go to the right back screen. I'm just going to step away for just a hot second. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Oh, no. I can hear the husband talking in the background, so I didn't want him to get picked up on the microphone. But the door is just cracked, so Leo can come and go as he pleases. He probably will. He likes hanging out with me. Alright, continue battling. Hooray! We're up to Great Ball Tier, rank 7. Alrighty. If he comes and visits me, he is not in here at the moment. Normally he sits in the other chair over here and curls up and takes a little cat nap. Well, you go do that. But as soon as Leo gets in here, and if my hands are free, I'll pick him up and he can make a little cameo. A cameo, if you will. I'm funny sometimes. Anywho, I am really looking forward to seeing more of this team do what I want it to do. Alright. So what have we got? We've got a good amount of support for those sweepers. I'm not too afraid of Mousehold. I've seen quite a few people bring it now that we've been after last night, but nobody's actually brought it to the fight. So not too worried about it, actually. We got Arcanine, we've got Grimmsnarl. Need to shut down that Annihilate as soon as possible if it becomes a problem. And of course we have the Fluttermane, which is the #1 problem at the moment. So what I think I'm going to do is I am going to send out Pincurchin to prevent Sleep from that his Amoonguss. There's really nothing I can do about a screen setter right away. I think what I'm going to do is I am gonna send it out, yeah. No, I want to send out Hydreigon. So a little bit of the same of what we did last time, bringing the sweepers to try and take out priority targets as soon as possible. I think that's kind of the key to success on that team. He's got two big threats that I am worried about. Especially that Fluttermane, it is a little bit tanky, especially tanky. So we'll see how it goes. I did bring the Hydreigon. I'm hoping that I can bring in the Hydreigon about mid-game and not have to worry about the Fluttermane. Hydreigon isn't a great answer for Fluttermane, even though it's Steel. Ooh, we do see the Mousehole. Even though it's a Steel Terra type, it's not a great counter because it, of course, is special. Alright, so what we're probably going to see here is some shenanigans. We're probably going to see Population Bomb go on to the Annihilate. What Annihilate does is the more times it's hit by a move, the more powerful its signature move, Rage Fist, is boosted. And Population Bomb can hit up to 20 times. So it is very scary. So what I can do is I can try and knock out the Annihilate as soon as possible and kind of ruin his momentum getting that built up, which I think is what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to go heavy on the offensive. I am just going to go for Heat Wave. I'm not going to Terastallize here. Yep, there we go. He was going to ready an attack. Here comes Heat Wave. Good amount of damage on Mousehold, but yeah, here we go. Oh, beat up, not Population Bomb, so he's not holding the ring target. So that is good to know. But like I said, the more times he gets hit, the more his Rage Fist hurts. So this likely will knock out our Iron Moth. Yeah. Iron Moth's not very defense oriented, so I kind of saw that coming, which is okay. What we can do is we can certainly switch in Hydreigon here. We do know that it's not very fast though, since it did move last that turn. So we can use that to our advantage. Gonna go in for another Sucker Punch just to whittle down its HP a bit more. I am gonna Terra here, and I am gonna go for the Terra Blast onto the Annihilate, just to get it out of here as soon as possible. Again, I'm not worried about speed at the moment. I'm pretty sure it's got minimal speed, so that it moves after the Mousehold. Last time I didn't really plan this very well, so doing a Terra Steel in front of a fighting type, not the smartest thing. So, but I'm confident that I'll be able to move first. He is going to Terra into a flying type, so that's fine. Terra Steel is still going to hit it pretty hard. Ooh, and a Follow Me from the Mousehold. That's not great. So probably going to regret this. I'm thinking Hydreigon is going to go down here. Got rid of the Mousehold, which is nice. You can't boost up the Annihilate anymore, but that Annihilate is pretty boosted as it is. And yeah, there we go with a Drain Punch. Ow. That's gonna suck. It's probably gonna heal it to full. Darn near. Hydreigon, you're not doing too well, my dude. Then again, I'm not using it very well. Nice thing, though, about this, now that he's Terra flying, he's no longer immune to normal attacks. So I can use my extreme speed to my advantage. I'm probably going to survive the first hit with multi-scale. He's probably not going to do a whole lot of damage. But the second time around, he's probably going to knock me out. So I need to take out this and a Flutter Mane. Well, don't think I'm winning this one, folks. Don't think I'm winning this one. Yeah, trying to muscle my way through this fight was not the answer. I should have brought my supports to try and shut him down a little bit better. Oh, you live and you learn. Alright. He's got 3 left. I don't want to use Memento, even though that would really kind of screw his 2 sweepers here. I don't think Dragonite has it in him to survive that many hits, especially a super effective hit from Flutter Mane, even with a Memento drop. So, actually, you know what? Let's just do it. We are gonna Ice Spinner. Oops. Oh, and Ease Protect. Well, here comes the Icy Wind from... That I am holding the weakness policy, though, so that does give me a boost. Although I think Flutter Mane is a bit faster than I am. Here we go with the Ice Spinner into the Flutter Mane, and it doesn't kill because it's using a Focus Sash. Man. He is just set up to wreck me. But actually, this might be okay. This might be okay. because I can Sucker Punch onto the Fluttermane. The Fluttermane's probably going to try and do an Icy Wind again. Sucker Punch will take it out. Annihilate likely will take out Dragonite. I gotta really hope that an Extreme Speed will take it out. I highly doubt it, but we will try. Okay, Protect from Fluttermane, that's okay. It's not going to do any damage. Annihilate is going to do its thing. Yeah. Sucker Punch, of course, fails. Gonna see a Rage Fist. This will very likely knock me out. I'm almost certain of it. Yep. Alright. Well, we tried. Unless Pincurchin can pull this out, I don't think we're going anywhere with this. I'm gonna go ahead and Sucker Punch onto Fluttermane just to take it out. Pretty sure a Rage Fist from... Oh, and it went for the double protect and got it. Kinda hating this. Not gonna lie. And here comes the Rage Fist. I'd be surprised if it doesn't knock out. I am... Yeah. This Pincurchin is defensively invested in HP, but Annihilate is just a monster, especially with Mousehold powering it up as much as it did. I think what I should have done there again is brought my actual supports and really shut down his ability to power up that Annihilate, or at least shut down the Annihilate in some way. Bringing Amoonguss probably would have been wise to put it to sleep immediately. But, oh well. Tried to muscle my way through it, and muscling my way through it was not the answer. Against Coco. Alright. Oh, and a Quackleval. Haven't seen that too often. Some familiar faces in Dragonite and Murkrow. Of course, Goldengo being Goldengo. Alright. He's probably going to lead with either Amoonguss or Murkrow, which I think... You know what? I'm gonna lead with my supports. My Pincurchin shuts down his Amoonguss a little bit in negating the ability to put things to sleep, and I can put down a Tailwind to kind of somewhat counter his Tailwind, which I'm anticipating. And then after that, I can Memento my way out. I can Memento Pincurchin, shred some offensives on the enemy team and switch in something a little bit more powerful. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I am going to bring in... I'm going to bring in Dragonite, and I'm going to bring in Iron Moth. I think that's a good choice. I'm going to leave Hydreigon out. I haven't used it the greatest, but I'm also a little bit not impressed with its damage when it was able to do damage. So, and even wearing Wise Glasses, I kind of figured that it would hurt a little bit more, and it just didn't. Okay, so we're seeing Goldengo and Murkrow, so we're probably going to see an immediate Tailwind from Murkrow and an immediate Terrestrialization from Goldengo into a Steel type, which is totally fine. So what I'm actually going to do is I am going to also Tailwind, and I am going to Memento immediately onto the Goldengo. It'll likely get its move off first, so it's going to do a considerable amount of damage. I'm hoping that Pincurchin will be able to resist that Make It Rain, since it is electric type, and a little bit defensively oriented. So it should get the Memento off. Once it gets the Memento off and it shreds its special attack, I will switch out for my Iron Moth and Heat Wave everything to death. Heat Wave should take out Goldengo. So he did exactly what I was anticipating. absolutely exactly what I was anticipating. Murkrow, yeah, Murkrow goes down. So I actually lost 2 Pokemon in one go. That's not great. But I'm totally set up to sweep. So, oh, that's right. I completely forgot about its ability. I'm so dumb. Great. Golden Go has an ability that makes stat drops not a thing for it. Alright. Come on, Dragonite. So I am going to Terra Normal. Actually, I really shouldn't have done this. I should have just brought out Iron Moth and immediately went for the I'll do it anyway. Probably gonna get the KO on the Murkrow. Ugh. Not doing so hot. So we'll see how this goes. Again, I did an Ice Spinner to get rid of my terrain. I kind of want to keep the terrain up as long as possible to allow myself a little bit of protection from the Amoonguss on his team. I don't think he has the Amoonguss, otherwise he probably would have led with it. But his strategy is very simple and very straightforward. It's just Tailwind, make it rain. Can't really fault him for that. Alright. So we lost Pincurchin. We are getting Iron Moth, though, in. So we will see my Heat Waves go out. Heat Wave will very likely knock out Golden Go this turn. It will definitely knock out the Murkrow. So that'll put us on even footing as far as... oh, you did use Taunt. I thought you used Taunt on Pincurchin. I wasn't paying that close of attention. So we're going to go on Golden Go just to put as much damage on it as possible, since it's a increased priority move, and Heat Wave. I don't think I'm going to need the extra damage on Golden Go, but we're doing it anyway. Well, this is a decent amount of damage. Alright, Heat Wave is going down. So at least now we're on even footing. He has 2, I have 2. I got rid of his Terra. I still have mine, so I guess I'm a little bit ahead, if you really think about it. But I am anticipating that Amoonguss to come out. Yeah, there we go. Amoonguss. And Dragonite. Well, that Dragonite is a little bit neutered. It can't do... what I'm doing, which is extreme speed, so I don't have to worry about priority coming out of it. Again, I don't want to destroy my terrain, even though that would probably take out his Dragonite after I do some damage to it with the Heat Wave here. But I just want to do a little bit of damage to the Amoonguss. It is a bit tanky. I'm really hoping that this Heat Wave knocks him out, and it does. Okay. Don't have to worry about Amoonguss shenanigans, so that's great. No Rage Powders, no shenanigans from them. And we're going to go for a Rock Slide, which is going to really hurt. Ooh, it knocks out Iron Moth. That's not my favorite. But at least this Dragonite doesn't have opposing team's Tailwind. My Tailwind petered out. Okay. That's okay. But now that Dragonite doesn't have its multi-scale protection, I am going to Ice Spinner. I'm really hoping this knocks out. If it doesn't, that's it. I don't have this fight. We're probably going to Speed Tie, though. I do have Dragonite Max invested in Speed. So we'll see how this goes. And knocks it out. Great. Man, Ice Spinner is such a good addition to Dragonite. didn't do very well at the beginning of this fight. I really made some really stupid mistakes, but I was really able to pull it out with Iron Moth. Just the amount of damage that Iron Moth does is a little bit ridiculous, and he really didn't have a good answer for it. I am getting used to this new team, yeah. I'm still not in love with Hydreigon. It's not really performing the way I wanted it to. And I'm not taking Amoonguss like I should, because I'm putting down the electric terrain. So I might swap out Amoonguss. Although I think it does kind of give my opponent a little bit of pause. It sees the Amoonguss and expects Amoonguss shenanigans, but they don't get it. So I think having it on my team does have a benefit, even though I'm not using it. All right. Nether Annihilate, but we don't see any kind of support that can do multi-moves to boost its Rage Fist, which is nice. We do see a Hydreigon on their team. They might actually be running the exact same thing that I'm doing, where it's a Steel Terra and does Terra Blast to the end of time. Dragonite, we see what Dragonite does, and it does it very well. We do also have a support in Grimmsnarl, possibly a support or a sweeper from Mimikyu, and then I always see Volcarona as only a sweeper, but as we saw on Wednesday, it can totally be a support too. We can expect a Tailwind though out of Hydreigon maybe, but I'm actually really expecting the Tailwind out of either Hydreigon or Volcarona. So I think what I'm going to do here, since he really doesn't have a good way to induce sleep, is I'm actually going to bring in Amoonguss and try and shut things down with Amoonguss. Let's bring in Dragonite. And Murkrow. Again, I don't think he doesn't have Trick Room. I'm really not expecting a Trick Room, but I am expecting a Tailwind from one of his. So I'm going to bring in Murkrow just in case I need it to set down a Tailwind. Alright, so we see Annihilate and Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl's probably going to set up screens right away. It's usually what it does. And we're probably going to see the same shenanigans from our friend Annihilate. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to Spore onto the Annihilate just to shut it down. And I am going to... I probably have the freedom to get a Dragon Dance off. I'm going to do a Dragon Dance. I have the bulk to at least do one Dragon Dance safely, I think. I don't think that Grimmsnarl's not going to attack. I was really hoping that it wasn't. So he also uses this opportunity to set up some defenses and offensive with his Annihilate. Smart move, really, honestly. I think that's all we just did this turn, is just set up on each other. And it has Vital Spirit instead of Defiant. That's not fun at all. I don't want it to be able to get any moves off, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be able to hurt my Amoonguss very badly. I'm going to go ahead and clear Smog just in case he tries to set up one more time. I'll be able to remove both of those. And in the meantime, I am going to go ahead and Terra and start extreme speeding. He probably will target the Dragonite first, which I honestly don't blame him. But unless he Terras into something other than Ghost, my Dragonite's not really going to do much against Annihilate with extreme speed, since he's Ghost type at the moment. He's probably going to stay Ghost, so hopefully this scares him off of terrestrializing his Annihilate. Ooh. That Reflect, man. And we get an Encore on Amoonguss. That's not fun. Okay. Broke my multiscale. He's probably going to target me with Annihilate. Annihilate is very likely going to... we did get to sleep, though, with that Encore. What did Annihilate do? Did it just boost again? I didn't see. What did it do? I'm not sure. Oh, was Annihilate the one that did the Encore? Huh. I didn't see that coming. I am going to switch out, though. That Encore kind of screws me. We're going to send out Murkrow. Pretty sure that's going to be a safe switch in anyway. Dragonite is not safe. Let's see. You know what? I could Roost. Try and protect me. Yeah, let's Roost. Doing Roost will get me back up to full health and be able to take advantage of my multi-scale again. Give me a little bit of protection. Ice Spinner. Did I not get the input command in fast enough? Oh, that sucks. Boo. Okay. Well, that's mostly okay. Again, we can't put it to sleep, so I can't shut it down in that way. I am kind of surprised that he did not switch out his Grimmsnarl, since he's taken a nap. I am going to go ahead. I'm going to Thunder Wave for speed control here onto the Annihilate. And I am actually going to... I'm going to stick with Heat Wave. He doesn't really have any special defense boosts at the moment, which is great for me. I'm really hoping that this Heat Wave knocks out the Annihilate. Annihilate is not very sturdy. Might not knock out the Grimmsnarl, although he is very low. Excellent. Okay, Grimmsnarl goes down. Annihilate does not. Annihilate is a little bulky at the moment. So this might be the end of Iron Moth. Ooh, I live. Barely. Alright. So he is tanky invested in Annihilate. It looks like he was anticipating on taking a bunch of hits and being able to power up that Rage Fist. And giving him time to set up with Bulk Up. Good strategy. Very annoying. But I'm hoping that Paralysis really shuts him down. I'm not going to Tailwind because I... Actually, no, I am going to Tailwind because I... Oh, no, because Dragonite can just Extreme Speed through it. I'm going to Paralyze onto the Dragonite too. The Heat Wave isn't going to hit it very hard, especially with Multiscale up. Yeah, completely saw that coming. But we'll get the Paralysis off. And it misses. He is using Bright Powder. That's annoying. I use Bright Powder and it never benefits me. I never get that Bright Powder miss. Of course, the first time I try to paralyze something, Bright Powder miss. Alright, I've just got supports left. I really don't have enough damage to chew through his team. I think I've only knocked out one of his Pokemon. Yeah, I've only knocked out one. So, this is not a great fight. This team is not doing as well as I wanted it to be honest. I really don't want to hit that. Let's go ahead and go for a Spore. At least try. Anyway. Here he's probably going to Terra Dragonite into probably a normal type. Ooh, Grass type. see what he's doing here. He's probably got something really weird like Trailblaze. Oh no, it's just Extreme Speed. But I think he anticipated me sporing onto him with Amoonguss. And now that he's grass type, he's now immune to Spore. So, great plan by him. I guess he anticipated a lot of people using Spore on his Dragonite. Sure. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cancel this fight. I kind of want to get on to the next battle. This one was very frustrating. Nothing I did here played out to my advantage. Nothing went my way this fight. So I was really not expecting Vital Spirit to be on a tanky Annihilate. But I mean, it worked for him. All right. I do want to continue battling. I am going to take a little bit of a break. I will be back in just a few minutes. All right, we're back. So, on my little break there, I gave it a little bit of consideration. I think I'm going to switch teams and go back to the team that we used on Wednesday. I'm just not a super big fan of this team working very well. I do want to back all the way out, though, and get that Black Sludge back onto River Vroom. So it's not just kind of flapping in the wind without a held item. So let's go all the way out. I do wish we could switch items in the battle screen. That would be amazing, but oh well. Who had the Black Sludge? Amoongus did. And we are going to give it to Revavroom. Alrighty. Let's get back into the battle station. Alrighty, we are ready to go. Although I did say this last Wednesday when on stream, I might switch out the Rotom Wash. It didn't get a whole lot of use last time around. It was just kind of there the whole time. I didn't bring it. Didn't feel the need. But we'll see how this goes. If I do switch it out, I might switch it out for Amoongus. I do lose a little bit of damage since my Rotom Wash is set up to be kind of a special attacker. But I think, again, just bringing the Amoongus is enough of a threat that it forces my opponent to maybe make decisions that aren't in their best interest. All right, so looks like we've got quite a bit of damage coming from the Iron Hands and the Ceruledge. A little bit of setup from the Amoongus. Not terribly too worried about the Garganacl, to be honest. It is a popular pick, and its signature move Salt Cure is a pretty decent dot. The only one that it really threatens, though, is Revavroom. Well, Revavroom and my Rotom here. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to go instantly out into some decent setup and bring my sweepers in the back. We'll see how that goes. I am anticipating that Iron Hands to come out immediately. I have seen people run Belly Drum on it, so I'm not 100% sure if this one is going to have Belly Drum or if it's going to be, or if this guy's going to think that it's worth bringing Belly Drum. What a lot of people do is they'll put Belly Drum and a Citrus Berry on so that it gets a little bit of recovery. Yep. Okay. So we do see the Iron Hands and Amoongus. The Amoongus, of course, there to protect the Iron Hands. So we're probably going to see some shenanigans coming from Amoongus. It's likely going to Rage Powder to try and take some pressure off of the Iron Hands. So I am leaning a little bit more towards the fact that it has Belly Drum. I'm going to go ahead and Tailwind because I am expecting a Rage Powder. Not a lot about that. Well, maybe I can taunt it. I should be able to get the taunt off. No, actually I can't. So we're going to go ahead and go in for the Tailwind. And we are going to... We're going to go ahead and hit a... No, that's also not good. Let's Psyshock it. We're going to Psyshock it just to get some chip damage onto it. If he Rage Powders, that's fine. Psyshock is still going to hurt Amoongus pretty well. But it goes directly onto the Iron Hands, taking it below half, so it can no longer Belly Drum. Okay, we see a Volt Switch, which did not do a whole lot of damage to Murkrow. That is surprising. Mungus is probably going to Spore here instead, since he didn't set up for a Rage Powder Belly Drum. Pollen Puff. Onto the Indeedee. Okay, that was unexpected. I kind of figured if he was carrying Pollen Puff, he would have done that onto the Iron Hands. Okay. That puts us in a really good position, though. Let's go ahead and Thunder Wave. Oh, they're pretty slow anyway. I'm actually going to... He's probably going to hit me with a Rock Attack. Let's go ahead and Thunder Wave the Amoonguss. I think that's my best bet here. We are going to go for a Side Shock onto the Amoonguss. It's not going to hurt it too awful much, but it is going to do a decent amount of damage. Oh, I keep forgetting. My own Psychic Terrain screws me over more than it helps me. That Amoonguss was... Oh, and it's a crit. Excellent. Okay. I was thinking that Amoonguss was very delicate, but I got a crit. Which, honestly, great for me. Don't have to worry about the Amoonguss sporing me to death. And we see the Salt Cure go out. Salt Cure, again, is a dot. It's not terrible on Murkrow, but Murkrow is not long for this world. Alrighty, and we see the King Gambit, I think. Okay. Psychic Terrain is still down, of course, so I can't make good use out of that. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Foul Play. It's not going to do a whole lot of damage to King Gambit, of course, onto the Garganackle, just to get some damage onto it. And I think what I'm going to do here... I'm going to go ahead and protect, try and preserve Indeedee a little bit. Wait for Murkrow to go out so I get the free switch in. Not a whole lot of damage, but good chip. Indeedee absorbs that hit. Aside from the revival thing, are there any good healers? Not really. Nobody really makes a good use of like Wish or Healing Wish or Pollen Puff or Life Dew, really. We did see his Amoonguss use a Pollen Puff, which would have worked really well had his Iron Hands done a Belly Drum, ate a Citrus Berry, and then took a Pollen Puff heal. That would have been a great strategy, but he didn't work it out that way. And Murkrow lived, unfortunately. Alright, we're going to Foul Play one more time. And I am going to switch out Indeedee, and we're going to go into... Oh, I don't want to switch out Indeedee. Indeedee's going to... You know what? Indeedee, we're going to try and go for the double protect on Indeedee. We get it! Great. I've really needed that Murkrow to die. Alright. And yeah, Mop. Shiny King Gambit is really pretty. That blue is very good. This is why you should have been here on Sunday when we were shiny hunting. We were shiny hunting for your knife baby. Instead, we got 2 shiny Rufflets in a row. I do think I have a shiny knife baby somewhere in the wings. Pretty sure anyway. Alright. We're going to swap in Armor Rouge. I need to check to see if my Tailwind is still up. I don't think it is. Yeah, my Tailwind's no longer up, so we don't have that anymore. I am going to go... I do want to Terrasilize and go for an Expanding Force, but it's not going to do anything to the King Gambit. So we're going to go ahead and protect. I am going to go for the Shy Shock on Garganackle. I am anticipating that King Gambit to be a problem. I am very weak on the dark side of attacks here, so... Yeah. And he keeps just attacking into my protects. So he's not doing much work at the moment, which is fine. Yeah, you weren't there to give me my shiny luck. You were only there to just give me the shiny luck for the brown birds. Okay. I don't know if I outspeed the King Gambit. I don't think I do, but we're gonna go for the arm cannon. If it hits, it's gonna knock it out. If it doesn't, I'm pretty sure Armor Rouge is going to go down. And we are going to go for a Follow Me, though. Okay. He goes for a Wide Guard, anticipating an Expanding Force, which I did not do. Yes, and we move first. Okay. This should knock out, barring that it has... Okay, it doesn't have a Focus Sash. It's good for me. So that King Gambit really didn't get any work done at all. I really did it. I did a pretty good job on shutting him down. I'm surprised that Garganackle is not doing more work than it isn't. Kind of expected it to be more of a nuisance than anything. But we are going to see that Iron Hands come back out, and that Iron Hands is going to be quite a bit of a threat. On the good side, though, is I have 2 Psychic-type Pokemon out, so taking out a Fighting type is not going to be difficult. Okay. Psychic Terrain is now gone, so it's no longer affected by Wide Guard, so I'm no longer afraid of that. I'm going to go ahead and Terrastallize here and go into an Expanding Force. And then I am also going to Psyshock. I am going to Psyshock onto the Iron Hands, just in case. It should go down. I really don't think Garganackle's got anything up its sleeve to prevent any of this. And I guess the Iron Hands could fake out, so directing all my attacks onto it could work out for me. Yeah, there we go. We see the fake out. There we go for the Wide Guard. I don't have Psychic Terrain down, so it's no longer a spread move. It's a single target, so Wide Guard's not going to do anything. Iron Hand goes down, and now we just have Garganackle to deal with if he doesn't forfeit. Indeed, he flinched and couldn't move. That's okay. You did your best. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go for the Energy Ball just to knock this guy out, and we're going to go for a Psyshock. Oh, and he lived. He ain't gonna live this, though. That is a dead salt crystal. Excellent. Alright, that went very well. Again, I think he could have played that a lot better. His Amoonguss was carrying Pollen Puff, which would have worked so much better had he gone into a Belly Drum. Belly Drum, Citrus Berry, Pollen Puff, he would have been almost at full HP with a +6 attack on a nightmare of an Iron Hands. That would have forced me to make a lot more desperate decisions, and I really wonder why he didn't go that direction. That's okay. I did have an Annihilape in the background just to take care of that Iron Hands. But could have hit it with an electric attack, I guess. Guess that would have been the play had I been in his shoes. All right. Alright, we see a Mousehold, but no Annihilape. We do see that Screamtail. That Screamtail from last Wednesday was a problem. Was not expecting it to be a problem. It very quickly became one. And then we see Garchomp doing Garchomp things. He really doesn't have a whole lot of support necessarily, unless that Mousehold is more supporty. I'm really not sure what he's going to bring first. He might bring in the Mousehold and Cerulege first, I guess. I'm not 100% sure what he's going to bring. But that Gyarados might have Intimidate, so I really don't want to bring out my physical attackers immediately. So what I think I'm going to do is I am going to set up speed with Wind as soon as possible. Again, I don't want to bring my physical attackers, so I am going to bring in... He's very physically oriented, so I'm going to bring in Armor Rouge. I'm going to bring in you. And oop, no, I don't want to withdraw. I think that's the ticket. Yeah, I really didn't make the predictions to shut down that King Gambit. He just got really unlucky and kept targeting my protects. I did get lucky though and get that double protect on Indeedee. That was kind of clutch. I really wasn't expecting it. I really don't have great luck when I try to finesse things that way. So it looks like we got Screamtail doing Screamtail things. It's probably going to be a problem, and he might be setting up with that Iron Bundle. So I'm gonna go ahead try and get the speed the speed boost from Tailwind. I'm really thinking that he's gonna knock me out, or knock out Murkrow at least immediately. At least I'll have the speed. But if he doesn't, I'll taunt the next turn. And we've got Armor Rouge out. Not sure what to expect really, so I'm gonna go ahead and protect just to scout. They're probably gonna focus their energy on Armor Rouge here. Okay, we got my Tailwind out. Misty Terrain, okay. Was not expecting that. On the plus side, though, I can reset that terrain, so I'm not too worried about what he's planning. But then again, he is carrying the move Misty Terrain, so he can just reset my terrain. But at least I'll get a turn out of it if I use it correctly. I did say I was going to taunt. I'm probably not going to taunt. I want to go for a Thunder Wave, but he put down Misty Terrain, which prevents statuses. Oh, I don't like that. Okay. I'm going to taunt onto the Screamtail, keep it from doing support things. Gonna go ahead and go into an Energy Ball into the Iron Bundle, try and get rid of that. Just because it hits super effective. Not sure what the Screamtail is really planning on doing. So we see it play rough. It does a decent amount of damage to Murkrow, but not quite enough. Ow. Yeah. Okay. Iron Bundle is incredibly fast. I wasn't gonna win that speed tie at all, even with a Tailwind. Armor Rouge is not invested in speed whatsoever. So, oh well. Let's go ahead and, since we got that taunt off on the Screamtail, let's go ahead and reset this terrain a little bit. I don't have Armor Rouge, though, to take advantage of it very well. Oh well. But we'll get the special defense boost from my Psychic Seed, which should help with these two. Okay. So now I can't use priority, though. That's the thing. Let's go ahead and Foul Play onto Screamtail just to get a little bit of damage on it. I've done no damage whatsoever. This is not going great for me. You know what a better idea would have been, instead of putting down a Tailwind, would have been to have Trick Roomed, but can't turn back time. I'm gonna go ahead. No, I don't want to do a Follow Me. Let's do a Psyshock. Let's get rid of this Iron Bundle. Put some damage on it. Yeah, did almost nothing to Screamtail. Play rough. Ooh, and Murkrow managed to get the miss. We're going to see a freeze dry. That shouldn't hurt. Yeah, it didn't hurt too much. That hurt quite a bit. So that Iron Bundle is quite delicate. Oh, no, I don't want to Scream Tail. Hit Scream Tail again. I want to hit Iron Bundle. Let's just focus our attacks onto Iron Bundle. Oh, and he used a Protect. That's not great for us. So, good Predict on his behalf. Iron Bundle, again, not very sturdy, so having a Protect on him, I should have really anticipated. Scream Tail shook off the taunt, so this Psychic Terrain is probably not going to stick around for too long. I don't think he's going to use Misty Terrain again to reset the terrain, since it's really not doing me any benefits. It's not doing anybody any benefit. I am going to Terrestrialize, though. I do keep that weakness to Fairy, so that his Play Rough is going to hurt quite a bit, unfortunately. What I think I'm going to do... Yeah, okay. I'm going to Rage Fist and then Scream Tail. Hope I do enough damage to knock it out. If I don't, I don't. Scream Tail is kind of the biggest threat here. And he switches out, so what did I just focus my attacks into? Garchomp. Not great for me. That Garchomp probably is carrying Rough Skin, and that will do some chip damage to my Annihilate, which I really don't want it to take any damage. And the chip damage it's going to do isn't even going to proc my Rage Fist bonus, so I'm just taking free damage. But, ooh, that did a good amount of damage to Garchomp. Not enough to take it out, though. That is really unfortunate. That Garchomp's probably got a priority move on it, so... Not a fan of that. I'm going to go in for a Protect. Just anticipating that he's going to try and get rid of my Annihilate as fast as possible. And I am going to go into a Psyshock onto Garchomp just to take it out, so I don't have to worry about it. Alright. He's still worried about keeping his Iron Bundle alive. So that's good to know. So he's got a lot of offensive investment in that Iron Bundle than he does defensive investment. Quick come out. DD lives, amazingly. Oh, Life Orb. He managed to knock himself out. That's totally fine. And then we see the Protect do its thing, so. But at least we got a knockout in some fashion for a little bit of damage onto NDD. I'm still at a disadvantage, though. I am down to my last two, and Didi is on its last leg of life, and he still has 3. So we aren't doing super hot. Let's go ahead and Rage Fist into Scream Tail, and I'm gonna Protect him to the Indeedee just to absorb the hit and just kind of wreck his day. Because I'm pretty sure he's going to focus in on the Indeedee to get it off the field. Yep, he sure did. Okay, we see an Encore from... that. Oh, and it made me use my Protect again. And now I'm stuck in doing Protect over and over. Man, I'm learning to really hate Screamtail a lot. Yeah, I can only use Protect. So I guess we go for the Protect. He's not going to focus into the Annihilate because he knows that Protect is coming out. I can't Trick Room. I'm just going to Trick Room just for kicks and giggles. See the Freeze Dry. Oh. Why would he focus on my Annihilate when that's all I got? Oh. Screamtail has locked me into endlessly protecting on both sides. I guess that's a strategy. You know what? I'm just going to see how this plays out. Let's just protect endlessly. So I don't get the protect there. Oh well. Indeed, he gets the double protect. It's going to be funny if he switches targets. He switched targets, and I got the double protect. Oh, that's funny. Okay, we see a speed drop. Attack grows sharply, so when I... Oh well. Okay. Saw that coming. Alright, that was really frustrating, to be honest. Really, really learning to not like Screamtail. The amount of control that it can exert is a little ridiculous. Alright. On to the next battle. Yes, let's continue battling. There is something a little bit passive-aggressive about when it ranks you up, it goes really, really fast. Like, yeah, you did it. But when you rank down, it goes down really slowly. Like, oh, you poor thing. I don't know. I feel attacked. And just looking at my lineup here, really, really, really considering things. I really think that I'm going to switch out that Rotom for Amoonguss. Alright, so we see Trick Room shenanigans, we see Golden Go shenanigans, we see Hyper Voice shenanigans, we see Psychic Terrain shenanigans. Alright, so we know what to expect from Golden Go. We know what to expect from Annihilate. We know what to expect from Armarouge and Indeedee. Really, the only kind of not really wild card is, or something different that we've seen is the Sylveon. But what Sylveon usually does is it has Pixelate for its ability, and it will just Hyper Voice everything to death. And we really don't have anything to take care of sound moves, which is unfortunate, but I think we'll do okay. I am going to bring... He might set up Trick Room, so let's bring up our setters like we normally do. I am going to bring in Rev of Room, though, and we do need an answer for Golden Go. So I'm not quite sure what he's going to bring first. He might bring in Indeedee and Armarouge first, but he might bring in the Golden Go and the Hydreigon, and the Hydreigon can set up Tailwind, but it's not a priority Tailwind, which is nice. Might give me enough time to deal with the Golden Go or severely cripple it. Okay. So we see the Indeedee and Armor Rouge. So we know exactly what he's probably going to try to do is set up Psychic Surge, which I'm doing anyway. And he's going to go for the Expanding Forces. So I'm on to that. He will likely set up a Trick Room here, so I don't want a Tailwind right away. I can't taunt, but what I can do is I can do a Foul Play into the Armor Rouge and try and take some of its HP down. I am going to go for the Follow Me here to try and... oh, his Indeedee went to Follow Me. So, we both have the same idea. Good amount of damage on Indeedee. Oh, and it has a Rocky Helmet. So we see the Arm Cannon. We don't see the Expanding Force, which is expected. I have a Dark type out, so he probably doesn't want to do a spread move. He didn't go for the Trick Room, though. But the moment I put down a Tailwind, he is immediately going to put down a Trick Room. So, don't want to do that. I'm going to go ahead and swap out Murkrow. I should be safe to swap in Revavroom. Actually, I'm going to swap in Armor Rouge. That would probably be the safer bet in case he throws a Fire-type attack out. And I'm going to go ahead and Protect on Indeedee just to try and keep a move here. So now we have the exact same comp out. Oh, and he swaps out his Armor Rouge. What are we getting? We get the Sylveon. Sylveon, he also protected on his Indeedee. All right. Okay, so Sylveon is out now. That is something that we'll have to contend with. I think what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to Terrastallize and do an Expanding Force just to do as much damage as I possibly can. And I'm going to hit... well, I don't want to Follow Me because he's probably just going to do a... Hyper Voice. I'm going to be the one to put down Trick Room since we're... Okay. Hyper Voice is probably going to hurt quite a lot. It might actually take out Armor Rouge in the process, but Trick Room here should kind of trip him up since most of his Pokemon are decently fast and mine are decently slow. Kind of hoping that he would do it himself. Oh, and we see a Protect. Excellent. No Hyper Voice to be worried about. But, of course, Expanding Force, not going to do anything now. He takes no damage and Dark type, so nothing. I do get the free Trick Room, though, which is nice. So I have the advantage here. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Protect because I am anticipating quite a lot of damage. If nothing else, I'm expecting a Dark type attack from Hydreigon. And I am... actually, no. I need to do as much damage as I can to that Hydreigon. It is kind of a threat. Actually, no. I am going to go for the Protect. I'm going to swap out Indeedee and bring out Revavroom to try and shut down the Hydreigon. The Sylveon's not going to do a whole lot of damage if it does do the Hyper Voice to Revavroom, since it has a quad resistance to Fairy. So I'm not terribly worried about that. Yeah, there we go. We see the Hyper Voice. Revervroom should not take very much damage at all from this, even though it's boosted. Yeah. Do we see the Throat Spray? We do see Throat Spray, so the next Hyper Voice is going to hurt quite a lot. Alright, Dark Pulse, yep. He's scared of that Armor Rouge. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and go into... I am going to Expanding Force, so I want to get as much damage on that Sylveon as possible. And we are going to go for a... Let's go for a Spin Out. Let's take advantage. No. Let's go for a Shift Gear. I think he's not going to expect a Shift Gear from the Revervroom. Even though I have Trick Room down, Revervroom is still very slow, so even with its speed boost in Trick Room, I'm not terribly worried about it. Okay, it goes Terra Water, so I'm glad that I didn't do... Terra Water into Revervroom. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. Neutral damage on a Steel type. Okay. This is gonna hurt his Sylveon quite a bit. At least it should. Yeah. Very good amount of damage. Got Flash Fire, buddy. Okay. So we see the Psychic Terrain disappear, which is great, which means I can use my priority now. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to Energy Ball into the Sylveon. I want to double check. Yes, I still have my Trick Room. Very certain that I did. We're going to go ahead and paralyze the Hydreigon. And Sylveon goes for Protect. That's okay. He's really wanting to take out my... Oh no! Oh, completely forgot. I misplayed that badly. So with Prankster on a Pokemon, when you get that priority boost to one of your status moves, it fails when used against a Dark type, which is exactly what I just did. I tried to Prankster paralyze his Hydreigon. I totally misplayed that badly. So here we go with the Psychic Surge. My priority is not going to matter much anyway. I'm going to go ahead and just end this. I'm not going to torture myself having my supports out get murdered by his 4 very healthy Pokemon. I'm just going to eat the loss and get on to the next game. We are not doing as well as we did on Wednesday night. Wednesday night we had, 3 losses the whole night, and we did 11 games, which is pretty good. I feel like we've played, maybe 6 games, and we've lost half of them. I do blame you for this mop, yes. It is your Canadian Aura that is doing this. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I blame Canada. Okay, I'm going to give this team one more go around and then probably swap out that washing machine, Rotom. And I'm going to swap it out for my Amoonguss. That does kind of put me in a weird position because I don't quite know what I'm going to put on Amoonguss as a hold item since Revervroom is holding the Black Sludge. I might swap the Black Sludge over to Amoonguss and give Revervroom something else. Alright. So, Annihilate and Mousehold shenanigans, Golden Go shenanigans, and Palafin shenanigans. We've seen Arcanine on a ton of teams, but nobody's brought it once. And we have a Mousgarada, which I'm really not that worried about. Don't think he's going to bring the Mousgarada, especially since I have Armor Rouge here. Although he might. I'm not sure. I don't think he wants to bring the Palafin either with Psychic Terrain down, since that's going to shut down about half of Palafin shenanigans. Let's go ahead. I am going to set up my setters again. And we're going to try and out-annihilate their Annihilate, I think, is the play here. Not going to bring Riverroom. There's a few too many checks for it. Let's actually bring in... I kind of have to bring in Armor Rouge in case Golden Go comes out. I am anticipating, though, that he is going to lead with Annihilate and Mousehold. You Doom Up. You get me the shinies that I don't want, and you make all of the hits that land on me crits. All of them. Haven't... No. See? Told ya. Mousehold and Annihilate. But again, that's okay. What I plan to do here, he's probably going to target his Annihilate with something. Beat Up, Population Bomb, something. I'm going to go ahead and go for a Follow Me on Indeedee, so he can't do that. It'll redirect the move off of Annihilate and onto me, and I'm going to get my free Tailwind off. I'm not sure what Annihilate is going to do. He might do a Bulk Up just to set up on my face, which is okay for now. And he goes to a Terra Fire. Interesting. I wonder if the logic there is so that he doesn't get a burn. A burn would really shut down Annihilate. Alright, here comes my Tailwind. I redirected his Beat Up as anticipated, so it didn't go on to his Annihilate. Yep, hit 4 times. We're going to see a Rage Fist. Doesn't do anything to Indeedee because Indeedee is normal. Yeah, I actually thought about that, nicknaming my shinies for like the Sunday giveaways, like Aquila YT, so that it might prompt somebody to actually search for my YouTube channel. All right. I'm going to go ahead and Follow Me one more time just so that he can't do shenanigans. And I am going to go ahead and... I don't want to do needless damage to Annihilate if I can help it. I don't want to hurt it unless I know I can take it out. Is essentially what I want to do. So this should protect my Annihilate with this Follow Me, so I'm not worried about him taking any damage here. He did go for the Beat Up again to try and boost that Rage Fist damage. It didn't work out for him. So I'm probably going to take another Rage Fist to Indeedee. It's not going to do anything. Indeedee is immune. And there we go. I kind of wasted 2 of his turns. Now he probably will target Indeedee to try and take it out. So I'm going to go ahead and protect. And I'm going to go ahead and Terrestrialize and Drain Punch that Mousehold. I'm hoping that it takes it out, because I think he's going to try and do it a 3rd time. Pretty sure he's going to try and do it a 3rd time. See how this plays out. See if my gamble on Protect worked out, or if Ma cursed me again. And we see a knockout on the Mousehold. So no more beat-ups, no more population bombs. Don't have to worry about it, which is great. So we do see a Rage Fist probably going to come out on my Annihilate, which is okay. Yeah, it's not going to do much damage since he didn't get any of the boosts from Mousehold. But I'm no longer weak to Ghost, so it didn't do that much damage. Alright, and we get an Intimidate. That should proc my Defiant, though. I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, it does. So he actually leaves me ahead. So I have a +1 instead of a -1. Gonna go ahead and use Follow Me here. That probably will be the end of Indeedee, but I do want to keep it protected as long as I can. My Rage Fist is now boosted, so I can effectively use it against his. But I think I want to go for the Drain Punch and heal back up. I think that's going to be the play here. Heal back up. Okay, protect from Arcanine, which wasn't really expecting, but good thing I didn't target it. Oh, we go for the double-sided protect. So he is wasting my my Tailwind, which is fine. I can still set it back up. Murkrow is still sitting in on the bleachers. Do get a little bit of a heal from my leftovers. Yeah, last turn of Tailwind. That's okay. Again, gonna go for the Follow Me just to keep my Annihilate as safe as possible. Gonna go for the Drain Punch, try and heal up, just put some damage onto his Annihilate. Not quite sure what he's gonna do with the Arcanine. He might try some Extreme Speed, maybe? Not 100% sure. Again, this is the first time we're oh, Will-O-Wisp. He wants to burn me. Oh. Okay, he's going to go for a bulk up. He's going to try and set up. That's not going to happen. So he's also using leftovers. He also went bulky. So, yeah. I think he went Terra Fire just to save himself from a burn, which is what he's trying to do to me to try and get the upper hand. Not gonna happen, my friend. Indeedee is gonna keep me protected for as long as it can. Let's go ahead and Rage Fist. Oh, protect. Oh, I forgot that he could just do that next turn, but he's going to try and burn me again. I almost guarantee it. Annihilate, but use Rage Fist into protect. Doesn't do anything. And we get a Flare Blitz, so he wants Indeedee off the field to stop protecting me. That's okay, though. So, what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to come back out with my Murkrow, put down Tailwind again so I can get the speed advantage. He's very likely going to get the burn off on Annihilate and really shut me down. And I don't have Psychic Terrain anymore to boost Armarouge, so I'm not at the greatest advantage, but I'm also not at a disadvantage at the moment. At the moment, I think I still have the upper hand. Especially with that Tailwind up. So we're going to go ahead Tailwind. I'm going to go ahead and Drain Punch into the Annihilate because I see that being a bigger problem than Arcanine, even though Arcanine is going to burn me. I don't think I can knock out the Arcanine fast enough for it to become a non-issue. So, oh, and a crit that I didn't need. So his Annihilate goes away. That's a big threat out of my way. But, yep, Will-O-Wisp. Absolutely saw that coming. So that really sucks for Annihilate. That just means Annihilate is not going to be doing very much damage at all. Mascagato. Alright, so we do see Meowscarada come out. I don't have my Psychic Terrain screwing me up, so I'm going to go ahead and paralyze Meowscarada, slow it down a little bit. It is very fast, even with my Tailwind up. I don't want to worry about it afterwards. I'm going to go ahead. Meowscarada is probably carrying the Protean, so it's probably going to change its type, so I'm probably not going to get the super effective hit. Actually, I am. I'm probably going to outspeed and get a super effective hit on it. Doesn't affect it. Why doesn't it affect it? I guess I'm not sure why that didn't affect it. Okay, now it's a grass type. Good amount of damage. See the Flare Blitz. Probably focused on, yeah, focused on Annihilate. Excuse me. You did work, buddy. Take a breather. Alright. Armarouge. You're against a grass type and a fire type. You have all of the advantage. All of it. Gonna go ahead and foul play into the Meowscarada, and don't want to Armor Cannon because it'll probably just redirect onto the Arcanine. It does have Intimidate though. We're gonna go Expanding Force. I've got the Twisted Spoon. I'm Psychic type. What I should have done is I should have Terastallized. Oh wait, I can't. I already did that. Never mind. Don't listen to me. I have no idea what's going on. But we outspeed Meowscarada with Murkrow, with Tailwind up. Not really expecting that. Murkrow is not very fast. Alright. Some Citrus Berry action from Arcanine there. Not enough to get the KO. I wonder if Flare Blitz is its only move. If it is, then he can't touch Armarouge. But we got this this fight. Battle was canceled, yeah. I don't think he has anything other than Flare Blitz to hurt me with. Alright. Good stopping point for another break. I do want to take my breaks hourly just because I want to get up and move. My ankle still hurts. It's not as bad as it was yesterday, really, and it wasn't as bad as it was on Wednesday. But it still hurts, so I do want to get up and move around and kind of work out some of the swelling and help my back a little bit with my crappy back. But I will be right back. Alrighty, and I'm back. So, I do want to back out and swap out the Rotom. Every time I try to think of its name, it's just not clear in my mind. So let's go ahead and switch out Rotom for Amoonguss. Whoops. And I do want to move the held item over to Amoonguss, just to make Amoonguss a little bit more annoying and a little bit more tanky. And let's find a good item for our little friend here. I'm thinking an air balloon, since it's quad weak to ground. I think that might be useful. We haven't seen too many earthquakes go out and be really effective. But let's go out and use an air balloon just in case anyway. And okay, just do a quick check of everyone. Everyone seems to be okay. Everyone's in a good spot. Gonna throw down a quick save. Save that setup. Pretty sure it saves even though I go into the battle stadium anyway, but alright, let's get this ball rolling again. I think this works a lot better. At least two. I have I'll have two redirects. I'll have Follow Me and Rage Powder. So I can really keep my Annihilate and Armor Rouge safe. So we got Golden Go. We just swapped out Rotom and we're seeing a Rotom. And Mimikyu, Garchomp. A lot of ground types, so maybe the air balloon was a good idea. So I'm probably not going to bring it though with that many ground types threatening me. I'm going to go ahead, try and get the speed advantage here. Not quite sure what he's going to set up with, if he's going to set up at all. But I can... I'm going to bring Armor Rouge. Nope. Yeah. Bring Armor Rouge. Going to bring Indeedee in the back and Annihilate. Even though I do see a lot of ground types, I do want to bring the Armor Rouge. I'm pretty sure he's going to lead with Golden Go. That was kind of my thinking. If he does have his ground types out, the Garchomp and the Sandaconda, I'm really not sure what he's going to do with the Sandaconda. Not really seen that a whole lot. So I don't know what to expect from it. I'm not super worried about it since it's not... Okay. So he has a Sand Team. So that Garchomp probably has Sand Veil. So I don't want to touch the Sandaconda because when you touch Sandaconda, it spits sand. So I want to leave it alone for now. But he did exactly what I didn't want him to do with Armor Rouge out. I'm going to go ahead and Tailwind. And swap for... I gotta pivot on Indeedee. So Indeedee is probably going to hit or eat an Earthquake. The Earthquake is very likely going to trigger the Sand Spit from our snake friend here, Sandaconda. So we're probably going to see the Sandstorm anyway, which isn't great. It's going to give that Garchomp some evasion, which I'm not looking forward to. That Garchomp is kind of scary, especially if it it's got the ability to... Oh, we see a substitute. I like that even less, actually. Okay, we got a glare. So we are paralyzed. That's okay on Ndidi. I am gonna go for a foul play, see if it breaks the substitute. I don't think it's going to, but Garchomp does have a decent amount of attack, so foul play might actually break the substitute. Again, anticipating an earthquake, so follow me is probably not the best bet here. Let's go ahead and go for a Psyshock onto the Garchomp. If my foul play doesn't break the substitute, the Psyshock should. Does it break? It does. Okay, cool. So Psyshock's going to go out onto... Oh, he's boosting. That was his plan. All right. Okay, so we're seeing glares going out. He's shutting me down speed-wise. So I see what he's trying to do. I would taunt onto the Sandaconda, but I kind of screwed myself with the terrain. I can't use priority. So we're just going to continue to do foul plays and Psyshocks into his team. Okay, we're going to see a Dragon Claw. That did hurt quite a bit, but with that EDO light I am pretty tanky. The foul play doing him no favors, or the Sword Stance doing him no favors with the foul play. And Stealth Rocks. Not great. I actually haven't seen Stealth Rocks at all this generation. That is going to trigger his Sand Spit, which at this point is okay. I don't think he's going to be able to take good advantage of the Sandstorm other than a little bit of chip damage on my team, but he's probably going to throw out Garganacl. Golden Go. Okay. So, complete and total Sandstorm team. He's likely going to Terra immediately. So the foul play is not going to be super effective on Golden Go right away. But it is going to do a little bit of damage to it. Again, it's likely going to immediately Terra and go into Follow Me, or Make It Rain. So I want to go ahead and just do as much damage as I possibly can. We get a full paralysis on Murkrow. That's okay. He didn't Terra right away, which is a little unusual. So that foul play probably would have done a good amount of damage to it had I gotten it off, but luck was not in my favor. We do see an Earthquake go out. Why did he want to hit his own Golden Go? Or did it not hit Golden Go? Golden Go might be using... Oh, he was using an Air Balloon. Don't have to worry about that now. And I lost my Tailwind, which is okay. Golden Go's not super speedy, so I'm not worried about that. Neither is Sandaconda. Let's go for... He does have Earthquake, though, so Armor Rouge might not be the best. Well, you know what? Let's go Armor Rouge. Sandaconda, not a heavy hitter with physical moves, so it might do a decent amount of damage, but again, we're invested in defense on Armor Rouge, so hopefully it doesn't do too much damage. We do see a good chunk of damage, though, from the rocks. So that's not my favorite. Let's go ahead. Let's Terra an Expanding Force into both of them, and Psyshock into the Golden Go. I would be surprised if he does not Terra here. That's what I would do. I would go Terra and try and get a little bit more tanky by being pure steel. Alright, Shadow Ball. We're still not seeing the Terra. We lose Armor Rouge immediately. Probably going to see a full paralysis on on Ndidi here. Yep. Damn it, Mop. Oh, it actually went through. Never mind. Okay. Alright. Again, this battle's not going very well for us. We really didn't respect this Golden Go as much as we should have. He's likely going to go into another Shadow Ball if he's not going to Terra. So I don't think I really gain anything by protecting here. I'm going to go ahead and go into Rage Fist. I haven't absorbed any attacks, but Golden Go is still Ghost type, so it should do a good amount of damage. Hopefully I can outspeed. I do. Great. Let's hope this is not enough to knock it out. Great. That's absolutely going to knock me out. Oh, it didn't. Alright then. But he is going to paralyze me. This Anaconda was far more annoying than I wanted it to be. This should knock it out though. Yeah. Still got to worry about the paralysis fully paralyzing me. I'm not winning any speed contest here. So I am anticipating an Ndidi going down this turn. It's probably not going to be able to get any moves off. I might as well use a Follow Me to try and at least redirect one move away from Annihilate. And yeah, it's not going to help me. He's got Mimikyu. Mimikyu, you have to hit it at least once to knock its disguise off, and it only takes very nominal damage. So I'm probably not going to be able to win this. Again, let's go Follow Me. Indeed, is not going to live anything anyway. I might be able to protect Annihilate for one turn. So we take a Shadow Claw. Doesn't hurt us. And we get a crit on Annihilate, and we lose to the Earthquake. He knocked out his own disguise. That would have been great had I been able to take advantage of it, but I didn't. Anaconda did work. I'd never see it. I've never seen it, but that glare was pretty ugly. It really worked for him. You more often see Thunder Wave more than Glare. So, oh well. Let's keep going. I wasn't a big fan of that fight. It was not that fun to play against. I was really worried about that Garchomp more than anything, and that Garchomp ended up not doing anything at all. Okay. Gotta get comfortable in my chair, and this ankle is no fun. Okay, we see some Dondozo Tatsugiri nonsense. Again, Golden Go. Very tired of Golden Go. Raging Moon and a Dragapult. And an Iron Valiant. So, I'm trying to think of what he might be doing. He could lead with the Dondozo Tatsugiri. He really doesn't have anything to avoid sleep. I'm with you there, Mop. I hate Golden Go's design. I hate its shiny. I hate its gameplay. I know it's Pokemon 1000 and they wanted to do something somewhat, celebratory and special about it, but they could have done so much better. They really could have. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the Amoonguss to try and shut down any Dondozo nonsense. And we're going to bring Annihilate. And I'm going to bring our Revavroom. Revavroom should be able to at least tank a hit from Golden Go. hopefully. At least that's my logic anyway. And if nothing else, he probably won't expect the River-Vroom. Alright. Dondozo Tatsugiri. Okay, so I led with a good choice with Amoonguss. What I can do here is Amoonguss can clear Smog onto Dondozo and get rid of this commander buff. It basically, yeah, it raises its speed, attack, and special attack by 2 stages. It does knock it down to 1 Pokemon on the field. You can't use Tatsugiri while it's inside Dondozo. But I can easily remove that. He shouldn't be able to knock out Amoonguss in 1 hit. Shouldn't. So, let's go ahead and clear Smog that. I am going to go ahead and set up a Tailwind to establish speed dominance. You don't like Dondozo's shiny, the white and yellow? I have one, and I named him Queso Blanco, because he looks like cheese. Okay, Dondozo has no more stat boost. It is now just a normal Dondozo. Don't have to worry about that anymore. I am going to go ahead and Giga Drain it, get some of my health back. Oh, actually, it was Murkrow that got hit. Never mind. I'm going to Giga Drain it anyway, because it's a super effective hit. I'm also going to go ahead and Thunder Wave it while I'm at it, and shut it down. Even without its boost, it still is moderately a threat. And it misses. I'm not having good luck with Thunder Wave. That's the 2nd time that it's missed. Although the other time was on Meowscarada, and it just said it didn't affect it. And I still am not 100% sure why. We are going to go send out Annihilate. He only has the Dondozo to really make any kind of play. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the Rage Powder and start absorbing some of those hits while I bulk up. He kind of left me free to set up as I please. Again, he shouldn't do too much damage to Amoonguss. Being a water type, he's probably going to hit me with some sort of water type move. Or maybe a dragon move, and even then that's not going to do a whole lot of damage. Okay, we see a Bulldoze. That's actually kind of okay. It does drop our speed, but we still have Tailwind, so we're at a +1. The nice thing is that I get a Defiant boost, and I also get the Rage Fist boost. So really, I come out ahead here. But knowing that, though, that he has Bulldoze, I know that Rage Powder is not going to be very effective. I'm going to go ahead and Giga Drain. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and Spore on the Tatsugiri, and I am going to Terrasilize and Drain Punch onto the Dondozo. This should knock it out. I'm at a +2 attack. He did drop my speed one stage, but I'm still at a +1 with the Tailwind out. But I'm not going to get that back. Oh, okay. Dondozo just ate that. That's surprising. It's wearing a Rocky helmet. It's probably fully invested in defense. Good to know. Okay. Now we're neutral for speed. I don't think we're going to lose Tailwind this turn. But now I'm at a +4 attack. So I am now a nuisance. Do we lose our Tailwind? We sure do. So we're at a -2 for our speed, which is not great. He will likely outspeed now. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Spore on Tatsugiri. I should be able to take out the Dondozo this turn. I am going to Rage Fist it this time, and with my bonuses... Oh, I outspeed. Great. Even at a -2, I still outspeed. That Dondozo is fully invested in probably HP and defense. He probably relied on that commander buff a little bit too much. So Tatsugiri gets spit back out and immediately takes a nap. Get a little bit of health left. I really don't like that we are at a -2 speed. Amoonguss, though, still trucking, still healthy, still able to do a Rage Powder to keep my Annihilate safe. So I'm not too awful worried about having the speed deficit here. Alright, so we go into Roaring Moon. He got an attack boost from his ability. Let's go ahead and Rage Powder to take some pressure off of Annihilate. And we're at a +4. A Drain Punch into Roaring Moon should just murder it. Tatsugiri taking its nap. He is going to Terra. So he's probably going to Terra the Raging Moon, so the Drain Punch probably not going to get a super effective. Okay, he went flying, so definitely not going to KO. He's going to resist it. But we should be able to Acrobatics. Ooh. Goodbye, Amoonguss. Yeah, that. And it's a crit. That crit might have mattered. It might have. I probably didn't. Roaring Moon hits like a truck, and without its item, Acrobatics is going to hurt quite a lot. Biggest downside, though, is that I can't really control it now. I can't really just see. Wow. It was resisted and still knocked it out. Okay. Annihilate. Major props to you. That was great. I was not anticipating it to knock it out in one hit on a resisted move. So let's go Revavroom. Okay, I can't keep Annihilate safe, which is not fun. Can't spin out. There's no terrain down. I can Poison Jab into the Iron Valiant. It will do super effective damage, but I don't think it's going to be enough to KO. And I am... He's probably going to throw a Play Rough at Annihilate. I'm going to go ahead and Protect here. Because I am anticipating that Play Rough into Annihilate. And I definitely won't... Oh, a Spirit Break. Okay. So got that. Wow, okay. His Iron Valiant is very, very delicate. Very delicate. Tatsugiri's still taking its nap. Still being as useless as when it got thrown out. So now we just murder a small, tiny sushi fish. Alright, okay. And he forfeited. That was kind of a frustrating fight for him. I very much anticipated Dondozo and Tatsugiri coming out, and me kind of poo-pooing on his stat boosts immediately kind of wrecked his day. I think he really did rely on that commander boost for his Dondozo to really do damage, which isn't a great strategy because somebody with Clear Smog or Haze can come along and just completely wipe that out. I did learn that lesson back in the day when I ran a very tanky Volcarona, and I would just Quiver Dance about 2 or 3 times, and Although I didn't really have a whole lot of problems with haze or clear smog. I don't even think clear smog was a thing back then. I did have a problem with people using eject buttons or red cards or something to get me to swap, and that would always ruin my day. All right. Let's keep going. And I think now we're getting to the point in this this ranking where I lose more from a loss than I gain from a win. So I might be here for a little while. I kind of feel it. But that's okay. We're here for fun. We're not here for glory or ranks. Although it would be nice. Little Kosu. Alright. What's your plan, man? Maybe an ice team? With that Satitan? Possibly? Not quite sure what he's planning. Satitan and Slow King are fresh and new. We can probably suss out some shenanigans from the Iron Bundle and Iron Hands. Nothing really seems to want to go to sleep, so let's take our Amoonguss. Let's take Murkrow for setting up some speed. I don't want to get outsped by the Fluttermane. I'm probably still going to get outsped regardless by Iron Bundle with how ridiculously fast it is. I'm going to bring Armor Rouge this time around. And I almost want to bring Indeedee, but I do need damage. So I'm going to bring Annihilate, and we're going to call that good. Annihilate is just such a monster. It's almost required to bring it when I have it in my team. I'm still very shocked that last battle that a Drain Punch was able to knock out a Terra-flying Roaring Moon. Yep, boosted speed. I wonder, is he gonna Trick Room with Slow King? What's the logic here? I'm not sure. But let's go ahead and put Iron Bundle to sleep so it doesn't do its shenanigans. I'm not going to immediately do a Tailwind because I think it might actually do a Trick Room. So let's taunt on the Slow King to prevent that from happening. Okay, we see a Freeze Dry. That's fine. Murkrow can not take that. Wow. And it's a crit. That's why. Good thing I put Iron Bundle to sleep. It looks like it is going to do some damage. So you take a nap, sir. Yeah, he was going to set up a Trick Room. I wonder why, though. I wonder what the logic is with Iron Bundle being so fast, why he would want a Trick Room. That is a little strange to me. I am going to go into Annihilate, but I want to get rid of that Iron Bundle as fast as possible. He's probably, if he does wake up, he's probably going to Freeze Dry onto Amoonguss. So even if I Rage Powder here, it might actually still knock me out with as much damage as it did to Murkrow. So I am going to Rage Powder since Slow King is kind of useless at the moment. It's not going to be able to Trick Room for a couple of turns. I am going to Rage Powder just to keep me safe. Let's go ahead and terrestrialize, and we are going to Drain Punch into the Iron Bundle to just do as much damage as we possibly can to it. It's not very defensive, so I'm anticipating my Drain Punch to do considerable amount of damage. It might not knock out, which is fine. It is going to suck, though, if it wakes up next turn, this turn, or next turn. That's not going to be super fun for me. I almost wonder if I should have let Slow King do some Trick Room shenanigans just to put my bundle on a lower speed queue. But he Terra'd the Slow King. What's the plan here, man? Okay, takes it out. Very delicate. And again, it might not actually be that delicate. My Annihilate is just kind of a monster. Large amount of damage on Amoonguss. Okay, so the Slow King hurts a lot. That's okay. That's okay. He is... I wonder why, though, he went normal Terra. Maybe he was thinking that I was going to Rage Fist into the Slow King. Maybe that was his thought process. I'm almost certain that's what the case was. Probably not going to be able to do it. Actually, let's go for another Rage Powder. Keep Annihilate as safe as possible. I'm going to go for a Rage Fist into the Fluttermane here. Okay, he swapped out. But if he does like a Dazzling Gleam from Fluttermane, the Rage Powder is not going to matter at all. He very likely will Dazzling Gleam here. Yeah. It's going to hurt. Doesn't take me out, though. Excellent. So this Rage Fist will do a little bit more damage since I absorbed a hit. And it's a knockout. Excellent. Another threat gone. He's probably going to take that Slow King and put it right back out. Actually, that's all he's got, so yeah. What am I saying? Alright. I do still have Amoonguss to absorb a hit. Do I want to Rage Powder here and die? Or do I want to try and get a Spore off on Iron Hands here? I'm going to die either way. So let's go ahead and try and get a Spore off. He probably thinks my Annihilate is more of a threat anyway. In fact, I'm going to Protect. I want to get that Spore off. Paldean Champion, I think you just have to beat the Elite Four with the Pokemon, so this is likely a Slow King that he took through the main storyline. Yes, and we get the Spore off. We get the Iron Hands to take a nap. Trick Room does go off. That's not great. But I think my Tailwind should peter out here. So we can kind of work with that. Or did it already go out? Not 100% sure. I'm not paying attention very well. Okay. But that's okay. Again, we don't have to worry about Iron Hands being much of a pain. I'm gonna be that guy, and I'm gonna go for the double Spore. Now that Trick Room is up, I should be slower. I think I'm pretty sure I'm slower than Slow King here. So he might have just kind of screwed himself. Either way, Annihilate isn't very long for this world, so Amoonguss is slower. We put it to sleep. Take a nap. If we were playing other Pokemon competitive formats, this would not be allowed. It's a very, very, very frustrating thing to have both of your Pokemon sleeping. So So we are going to get a large amount of health back from that. Almost full. Looks like Slowking... Oh, weakness policy. Oh. Yeah, I don't think this Slowking sweeper really worked out for him. I'm going to go ahead and Rage Powder just in case somebody wakes up. Both of these are very much now a threat. Amoonguss, again, not long for this world anyway. If he can eat a move for Annihilate, he's done his job. We are going to just Drain Punch into... Okay, battle's canceled. Like I said, putting both of your opponent's Pokemon to sleep when he's down to his last two is... It's not... I wouldn't say it's bad manners. It's not... Well, no, it is bad manners. It is. I did not fight that clean. That was not a clean win. That was a dirty win. But it was still a win. We'll see if we can get out of the as the kids used to say back in the day, the ELO hell that is rank 7. Alright. So we've got Psychic Surge stuff, Expanding Force stuff, Spore stuff, Screams, and Fluttermane. I'm really not sure who he's going to lead with. He could lead with any of his 3 supports, and they would be pretty effective. He only really has good synergy with his Indeedee and Armor Rouge, though. But like I said, he could lead with any of his 3 supports and still be pretty effective here. I'm going to go ahead and lead with my Amoonguss. And my Murkrow to try and shut down his Amoonguss and his other supports here. And I'm going to bring... him. And I'm going to bring... who do I want to bring? Armor Rouge or Annihilate? I'm going to bring Annihilate. I should have the speed advantage, especially if I can get my... ankle. If I can get my Tailwind up. It's not going to be an immediate priority, because I'm pretty sure he's going to try and set up with those 3 supports. So I'm going to try and taunt. Downside, though, is I can't taunt on the Goblin, Grimmsnarl. But we don't see Grimmsnarl right away. So we see some heavy damage dealers. I don't quite know what he wants to do with the Scissors. Scissor usually tries to set up at least one Swords Dance. Unless he goes immediately into a Bullet Punch, which Bullet Punch isn't going to really threaten anything out on the field at the moment. So what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and nap the Scissor and throw down my Tailwind and get the speed advantage as soon as I can. Mystical Fire is coming out. Okay. That's going to really hurt Amoonguss. Special attack drop. That's fine. And there we see the Swords Dance like I predicted. And I can't strip that +2 attack from him. Clear Smog is a poison type move, and of course doesn't affect steel types. So I can't remove that. So it's a good thing that I put it to sleep. Again, gonna be that guy. Gonna put Fluttermane to sleep. Amoonguss really isn't really gonna be able to do much else. What I can do, though, is I can taunt onto Scissor and prevent it from doing any more swords dances. But I don't think that... yeah, I'm going to go ahead and taunt the Scissor, so it can't do anything more. Amoonguss is probably going to go down here, which is fine. Power Gem. Oh, and it takes out Murkrow. Honestly, the Amoonguss was probably the bigger threat here. I wonder what his thinking process was on keeping it alive. I am surprised, though, that Power Gem took out Murkrow. So now we know that Fluttermane is really well invested in special attack. So we're going to go out with Revavroom. Everyone's taking a nap. That's totally fine. Revavroom should be able to eat that Fluttermane alive. But we did see that it had the Mystical Fire, so we do want to keep it as healthy as possible. I'm going to go ahead and Rage Powder just in case anybody wakes up. And we are going to base 80, base 80. They're both the same. Let's go ahead and Iron Head. No. Yeah, Iron Head into the Fluttermane. Okay, Scissor woke up. We're going to see a Bullet Punch. Amoonguss did its job. But now that it's gone, if Fluttermane wakes up and does a Mystical Fire, we're kind of screwed. Okay, cool. Fluttermane is gone. I'm not in a great position, though, because now I can't keep my Annihilate or Revavroom safe. I lost both my supports. Grimmsnarl's probably going to immediately set up screens. He knows that I am physically oriented here, so he knows that he's got free reign to set up a Reflect, and I have no way to get rid of it. I am going to go ahead and... yeah, I'm going to Terra and go into a Drain Punch onto the Scissor. It's kind of the biggest threat here. And I'm going to go into an Iron Head onto... actually, I'm going to Shift Gear here. He's probably not going to focus Revavroom. And even if he does, I should be able to resist it. I don't think Scissor learns anything too threatening as far as ground or fire. He's probably going to focus everything on to Annihilate. So I get the free... here. So he goes normal. Does? Critical hit. Gross. Didn't need that happening. I think he went Terra normal just to prevent Rage Fist, which is smart, but that's not what I did. I went into a Drain Punch, which would have really done a large amount of damage to him as normal type. But we got crit. We got that Mop Luck. All the attacks against me are crits. Although this does kind of help us out since he lost his Steel type. I can Poison Jab him now. I think that's going to be the play. I'm going to go ahead and Poison Jab. And he sets up the Reflect. I was really hoping that he would have done that the first turn. Okay. Decent amount of damage. He's going to go into a double hit. And I avoid it. Excellent. And I am faster with that. Oh, Bullet Punch. That did a decent amount of damage, actually. And Thunder Wave. Gross. And his Thunder Wave goes off, no problem. My Thunder Waves, nah. Nah, man. Why did I flinch? Is he holding a King's Rock? That would be dirty. This might take me out. Oh, it didn't. At least I have the satisfaction of killing the Scissor. So that makes me feel good, but he's just going to immediately gas me before I'm gone. Alright. That was unfortunate. I really think that crit on my Annihilate really did matter. I think if he had not been able to land that crit, Annihilate may have survived on just a sliver of HP and got that Drain Punch on the normal Scissor and got a good amount of health back and probably would have one-shot the Scissor. So that crit probably mattered way more than anything else in that fight. And I feel like I did a good job of really kind of shutting him down. But Scissor still got the +2 attack. And he had knocked out my Amoonguss before he had done the Terra, so my Clear Smog wouldn't have done anything anyway. Alright. Okay. Looks like we have a Sand team. Maybe a Sun team, too. That Arcanine might be carrying Sunny Day, which would benefit Fluttermane and Great Tusk. We also have a Corviknight, which we haven't seen. Corviknight's kind of main shtick is that it stacks iron defenses and then just body presses to the end of time. That's pretty much all it does. All right. He doesn't have any speed control, though. Well, he might have speed control with Corviknight. Corviknight can carry Tailwind. Let's actually turn that on its head. All he has is Tailwind and the speed from Iron Bundle. So let's go ahead and send out these two, kind of switch it up a bit. I'm not going to bring Murkrow this time at all. Let's do that. Let's actually not bring Murkrow this time, because he likely has Tailwind on that Corviknight. And even then, with the Iron Bundle, Tailwind's not going to help me any. So I think if I Trick Room, it will shut down his Iron Bundle and kind of phase him out of using Tailwind immediately. Okay. Not exactly what I wanted to see. I did not want to see Tyranitar as a first pick. Got two Psychic types out and staring down in the face of a Dark type. And I dropped one of my Joy-Cons. Alright. So, that Tyranitar is probably going to hurt me quite a lot. I don't know if I'm actually going to survive this, but we're going to Trick Room. I'm really hoping he focuses in on Armor Rouge, though, because I'm going to protect here. So, Armor Rouge is good. We do see a Shadow Ball go out. Yep, okay. He's focusing on me. Hopefully the Tyranitar does the same thing. Crunch onto Indeed. That might kill. Yeah, it does. So, that turn was completely wasted. Was not expecting the Tyranitar as a first pick. That sucks. Okay. Let's put you to sleep. Tyranitar. You are a big threat. I could Terrastalize here. I actually don't think I should waste it. I'm pretty sure Armarouge is going to go down this turn. I really, really, really picked poorly. I opened poorly. So let's go ahead and hit the Energy Ball into Tyranitar and just try and take it out. I don't think Armarouge is going to live at all. He's going to Terra. He's going to Terra the Tyranitar into a flying type, so my Energy Ball is not going to do very much damage at all. What I should have done is probably should have done an Expanding Force. That way I hit both of them, but yeah. He's not going to live. So, but now that I know that he's got Terra Blast. I was just about to say that. Now that I know he's flying, I probably got Terra Blast on him. Amoonguss eating attacks, but that was quite a lot of damage that Tyranitar did. I think what's frustrating... I am frustrated. And I think what's frustrating me most about this setup is that it's all Tyranitar. That's all his pressure. Fluttermane, yeah, he did knock me... the Fluttermane did knock me out, but I've been focused on this Tyranitar, and it's been getting away with everything. Yeah, I've essentially got one Pokemon, and I've done absolutely nothing. And it's just all Tyranitar. I'm going to go ahead and just move on to the next battle. This did not go my way at all. Charizard's not allowed. It's not in the Paldea decks. So it's not allowed on ranked. Probably soon. But like some of the other mightiest Pokemon that they've come out with as events for the Terra Raid dens, like Greninja and Decidueye and what's his name, Cinderace, they're also not allowed, even though you can attain or would have been able to obtain them in the game. They're not in the Paldea deck, so they're not allowed. Nope, Galarian Meowth is not allowed. Which is honestly fine. I don't care for Berserker at all. It is really good in raids, though. You can use it in raids, and Berserker is pretty good for raids. Alright, so this is likely going to be a Sun team. We see our old enemy, Screamtail. Not thrilled about that. We know how Annihilate works. We know how Iron Hand works. Haven't seen too many Brute Bonnets, but it's very similar to Amoonguss in that it's very, very tanky. But instead of being Poison type, it is Grass Dark. And some Hyper Voice shenanigans from Sylveon. We didn't bring Murkrow last time, and I think maybe that's probably where we went wrong. We probably could have used the Tailwind more than the Trick Room, which didn't even get a chance to go off. Just one shot my Indeedee. Actually, I want to bring Indeedee. And I'm gonna bring him. Hopefully that helps me out with the Screamtail, maybe. I think bringing something that he's not going to expect will play in my advantage, hopefully. I think he's going to expect me to bring the Annihilate, which I am not going to bring the Annihilate. Alright, so we see that. It's going to get a boost from the Torkoal. The Torkoal is going to put out Sun, and the Sun is going to trigger the photosynthesis on Screamtail. Yep, we see the Sun, photosynthesis. Special defense was heightened. Alright. Gonna go ahead and Tailwind here. I'm going to go ahead and follow me just to see what he's going to do. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a fairy move come out of Screamtail here. And we're going to Terra the Torkoal into fire. Is this Torkoal offense oriented? Is he going to try and do... Oh, it is. Gross. So we're probably going to see an eruption here. Or lava plume, rather. And it's probably going to hurt me very, very much. At least we get the Tailwind off. But we're going to see quite a lot of damage. Oh, and a Heat Wave. Okay. Still going to be a very large amount of damage. This is probably going to knock me out. Yeah. Sweeper Torkoal is not fun. He sets up his own damage. And with Terra just immediately being able to go off and getting that extra stab from terrestrialization is no fun. And it's incredibly tanky naturally on its own, even without investment. It does have really pitiful special defense, though. Which I think I'm going to take advantage of here. It's... Oh, actually, battle. I'm going to Terra too. Okay. I think that's a play. I'm likely going to see exactly what I just saw again. Helping Hand into a Heat Wave. But Torkoal's very slow. I've got Tailwind. There's no way he's going to win a speed contest here. And I should be able to knock it out with this. Its special defense is not great. Yeah, one shot. Exactly what I wanted to do. This probably isn't going to do a whole lot of damage. Yeah, nothing at all. Our friend Screamtail. Yeah. So, he probably really wanted to do that instead of Helping Hand, I think. But I think he got a little greedy and probably wanted to get the double KO, and it just didn't happen. Great thing, though. Indeedee, very slow. I am going to remove that Trick Room. Actually, I've got Tailwind, so that's kind of screwing me here, because I got a +2 speed. Armor Rouge probably... I'm gonna do it. He's probably gonna go into Armor Rouge. I'm hoping he goes into Armor Rouge. So we're gonna protect. I am going to attempt to remove the Trick Room. Let's see how that goes for me. Okay, Fake Out. Got Psychic Terrain on the ground. Psychic Terrain. Okay. Indeed, he didn't get the Trick Room off to reset it. That's disappointing. That's disappointing. So he turned my Tailwind on its head, and now it's really, really hurting me. How long do I have Tailwind up? This is the last turn of Tailwind. With that +2, the Tailwind really does hurt me because Armor Rouge is also very slow. In fact, I'm pretty sure I would be slower than both of them, and my Expanding Force would hurt them quite a bit. But with that +2 speed, that actually negatively impacts my ability to deal damage. I don't know who he's going to target, though. He's probably going to target Armor Rouge. So I'm going to go ahead and Iron Head into the Scream Tail and get rid of that, but one of these guys is going down. Close combat. Interesting. And that was a crit. Wow. Okay. Armarouge ate that up. Okay. That actually might just murder Iron Hands right straight up. And it does. Great. Now you're going to eat an Iron Head. I did not outplay him this game, but he really made some big mistakes with Trick Room going out. Wow. Man, that thing is tanky. But I do feel like he made a few mistakes not getting that Trick Room down soon enough. I'm probably not faster than the Brute Bonnet. I'm going to Protect just to keep Armarouge up and just absorb some hits while Revavroom does some work. Let's go ahead and get rid of this freaking Scream Tail. Man, do I hate this thing. Yeah, so the Brute Bonnet does have priority, so that's not going to matter at all. Sunlight faded. Do lose my priority protection there. I guess all we can do is just go into attack mode. Again, though, yeah, that's gonna knock me out. Again, though, a Brute Bonnet is fairly tanky, so I don't know if this Poison Jab is going to be enough to knock it out. But I also don't know that it has enough coverage to really hurt Revavroom. And he has a Citrus Berry. Gross. I don't like that at all. Dimensions turn to normal. I should actually be faster now than... Yeah. There we go. I think we won that. But again, I don't think I outplayed him. I think he just made some really careless mistakes. He really ought to have put that Trick Room down immediately instead of trying to get greedy with a double KO on a Helping Hand. And I think that would have really screwed me over more than what actually happened. And I think that was kind of what went wrong. So at least we were able to take advantage of those mistakes, though. It was still kind of a slog. I was on, I turned on my back heel and wasn't really able to respond very well to most of those threats. He just made mistakes that I was able to capitalize on. So, all right. I am going to take another little break. We have been streaming for 3 hours now. Although it being Friday, I am probably going to go for a little bit longer than I have in my last streams. I'm feeling pretty good physically. So I think I've got enough energy to keep going for a little while. But I will be back in just a minute. All right, I am back. Took a little bit longer that time. I got a little snack in the meantime. All right. Need my gamer fuel of Diet Coke to keep going. All right. Let's go ahead and continue. So far, I am liking this team. I think with the Rever Room just kind of being a little bit unused, my opponent really doesn't know how to react to it and really anticipate how much damage it does. So maybe I should take it a little bit more often. Alright, so we've got Iron Treads, Iron Hands, Hydreigon, Gyarados, Armarouge, and Amoonguss. I still got it in my head that Hydreigon is going to have Tailwind, and so far that's not panned out at all. So maybe let's not anticipate that. I do think he's going to lead with Amoonguss, though. I'm just not sure with what. Probably Iron Hands. I wonder if we're going to see a repeat of the one battle that we had earlier in the night where the Amoonguss was carrying Pollen Puff and maybe heal the Iron Hands. So let's go ahead and try and counter that out. No, I don't want to. No, maybe. No, I don't want to bring you. Let's go ahead and set speed priority. I'm going to bring you, and I'm going to bring our Revavroom. So far, Revavroom has been doing really well when we bring it tonight, so... And I think a lot of that, again, is because my opponent is not expecting it to do what it does. So we see Iron Hands and Hydreigon, so it might actually be a Tailwind Hydreigon. Let's go ahead and... I'm not really anticipating any kind of belly drum out of Iron Hands, but I'm going to go ahead and Spore it anyway. And we are going to set up Tailwind as well. He's probably going to do the same thing. We see a Fake Out onto Amoonguss. That's okay. We still get our Tailwind off. Hydreigon, what are you going to do? Draco Meteor. Okay, so we're going immediately into the offensive. That's okay, though. That kind of neuters his damage from here on out. So he probably wanted to do that first turn. Maybe he'll do a Tailwind now? I don't know. But I do have Amoonguss here to keep Annihilate safe. For now. Although I don't have the ability to keep... put a Spore on anyone without leaving Annihilate. So I am going to go for Rage Powder to keep Annihilate safe long enough for me to Terra. And I'm not worried about the Hydreigon now that it kind of neutered its damage, but it still might Tailwind. So do I take it out to prevent its speed? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we're going to see the withdraw on the Hydreigon. We're going to go into Gyarados. Gyarados is going to just absorb this Drain Punch very easily. Again, the Intimidate goes out. I have Defiant. It actually boosts me, then hurt me. Since I get a +2 from it, it actually gives me a +1 at the end of the when that resolves. So I am a little bit ahead on that. With that Rage Powder, though, I will absorb any attack coming from Iron Hands. So at least I will get that extra turn of safety anyway. So we're going to see the Drain Punch. It's going to go out onto Gyarados. Yeah, not a whole lot of damage. I was hoping to at least get it below half, which didn't happen. Alright. Mungus just eating up them attacks. I'm gonna go ahead, Rage Powder, keep it safe. And we are going to... I wonder if the Gyarados is going to Terra into something scary, like flying and then Terra Blast into my Amoonguss. It might. It really, really might. I think I'm safe here to go for a Bulk Up, though, to get a +2 attack. Okay. And we're going to go with Armor Rouge. We don't see the Terra from Gyarados, so no flying Terra Blasts from that. So I get a free Bulk Up, which is great. He's gonna Dragon Dance. Okay, that was his plan. I should still outspeed though with a +2 speed. Fairly confident of that. And even then, I can still just Rage Powder. I am gonna Rage Powder here, and I'm gonna focus down the Armor Rouge. He likely, if he does Terra, it's probably going to be a Terra Psychic. Rage Fist is still going to do a good amount of damage, but Armor Rouge does tend to be physically tanky, so this might not take it out, but if he Terras, it might. And I'm a little more afraid of the Armor Rouge taking out my Amoonguss than I am of the Gyarados really doing anything effective. Although Gyarados is now free to just Dragon Dance to a token. Okay, we do see flying. So we might see that Terra Blast happen on Amoonguss. I think his whole goal here was just to get rid of the Amoonguss, and so he can get to my sweepers. But let's see if we are able to remove Armor Rouge, and we're not. Okay, see the Terra Blast. That's going to hurt Amoonguss quite a lot. Yeah, and it takes it out. So Armor Rouge gets free damage on Annihilate. Okay, seeing the Arm Cannon, that's going to hurt a lot. Yep. I didn't burn, though, so that's nice. I should still have the speed to knock something out. Probably not Gyarados. Ooh, Tailwind petered out. That's not great for me. Alright. Armor Rouge is not very fast, though. So I'm going to go ahead and Poison Jab into the Gyarados. No, Gyarados is probably going to take out Annihilate. I'm pretty sure Gyarados is going to target Annihilate, so I'm going to target Armor Rouge. Take that out, at least. And I'm going to Protect on Annihilate, just kind of... Oh, Gyarados went for the Protect. Okay. That's good to know. So that's nice. At least I got the free knockout on Armor Rouge here because we went for Protects. I am kind of hoping though that Gyarados is hurt enough that a Poison Jab will take it out this turn. Really hoping for that. He's likely going to Fake Out on someone. Probably Revavroom, because Terra is still new. He probably thinks that it's not going to hurt Annihilate. We are going to go... Let's go for a Drain Punch on Iron Hands and see if we happen to get... Okay, no. Okay, he went for Terra Blast onto the Annihilate. Annihilate. You tried. But at least the Fake Out was also on Annihilate, so he could have spread that out a little bit and really, really shut down this turn. Oh, and it doesn't... Oh, but he's poisoned. Okay. So he should go down to poison. He has a Lumberry. Really? I hate that. And he has 3 Pokemon. Let's just cancel this. Yeah. I let that Gyarados really set up, and I really shouldn't have. Although I really don't think it would have made much of a difference, to be honest. I don't think I don't think I capitalized on my Tailwind as much as I should have. And I think that's probably where I went wrong. I don't think that I necessarily didn't respond correctly. I think what I did is I didn't really follow up correctly. Oh well. I needed a little bit more damage there. I probably shouldn't have taken both my supports. I probably should not have slacked off. No, because he was going to Terra anyway. And I completely predicted that Flying Terra Blast from Gyarados. So I think I did my best there. And I just didn't have the team for it. All right. Rivervloom did okay that time, I think, but he only really made one mistake, and that was not spreading out that Fake Out and Terra Blast. He really could have just shut down all the damage that turn, but it didn't matter anyway. He still ended up winning. Oh well. Had he done that a little bit earlier, probably could have capitalized on it, but it was late game. Although, I wonder... Not that I'm getting bored with this team. I think this team is working as well as it can. I think I can make a better team. I'm just not 100% sure what I should do, to be honest. I'm pretty awful at team building. Because I always want to try and build, like, a team that anticipates whatever can be thrown at it. And I keep cyclically just stuck in a cycle of, well, I should put this, and then I should put this, and then I should put this, and then I should take this out and put this in, take this out and put this in. So, I am my own worst enemy on that. Alright, so we see Indeedee and Armarouge duo. We see our friend Fluttermane. At least we don't have a Screamtail. I'm thankful for that. But we do see a new face in Umbreon here. Umbreon typically is a support, usually with Yawn or Wish. I haven't seen Wish at all, but Yawn is definitely a threat to be worried about. So I'm going to go ahead and take Murkrow. I'm going to take these two to set up, and I'm really thinking that he's gonna think I'm going to take Amoonguss, and I'm just not. It would be useful to shut down that Dragonite, but I almost wonder if he's not going to take the Dragonite. I really don't know. That team does have a lot of options on what he can do, so trying to predict what he's going to lead with is a challenge. So let's see what he's got. Alright, so he starts off with that duo. That's fine. Psychic Surge goes out. Probably going to see Armarouge try and do its thing with Expanding Force. It might not with Murkrow on the field, because he knows that it's not going to be an effective spread move. So I'm pretty sure I'm safe here to go for a Tailwind. Or do I want... No, I want to do a Tailwind. Indeedee could do a Trick Room. If it does, I do want to be able to reset it. So I am going to go ahead and protect here. He's going to Terra on Armoru. Psychic? Dark. Okay. I wonder what he's got planned. Maybe he thought that I was also going to bring my Armor Rouge? Or he's worried about Indeedee doing some damage? Possibly. So we see a Follow Me. The Follow Me is not very useful for him since I didn't target anything. And we see a Dark Pulse onto my Indeedee to try and take that out. That probably would have done a significant amount of damage, even with my special defense boost from my Psychic Seed. So now I see what he wants to do. Let's try and disrupt that as much as we can. Again, he could throw Trick Room down. Oh, I can't do that. Okay. I'm going to send out my Armor Rouge, even though I know he has Dark Pulse. He's going to try and target my Indeedee. Let's go ahead and go for the double protect. I really don't have any other option, so I'm just going to roll the dice and hope I get that 50-50 luck in my favor. So we'll see how it does. I don't think he's going to target onto where Murkrow was. Okay, we don't get the double protect. That's not great. Indeed, he goes for the Follow Me. He is worried about keeping his Armor Rouge safe. We do see the Dark Pulse come out onto Indeedee. Ooh. That didn't do as much damage as I thought it was going to do, so that Dark Pulse... he's now Dark type, so my Expanding Force isn't going to really be super effective. I'm going to hold on to my Terrasilize, and I'm going to protect on Armor Rouge. He's probably going to switch here. Or not switch, he's probably going to shift his focus here. But Indeedee really isn't doing anything right now. Indeedee is kind of neutered. I can't really do much damage to either of them. I can't do any damage to Armor Rouge. So I'm going to go ahead and Follow Me and sack it off. And just kind of get rid of it. Indeed, he's still spamming Follow Me to draw attention away. Okay, he went for an Expanding Force. Indeed, he lives it. That's not what I wanted you to do. I could go for an Armor Cannon here, but I know that his Armor Rouge carries the Flame Flash Fire. So it's just going to go on to Indeedee, and it's going to drop my defenses, which is not what I want at all. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Energy Ball just to get some damage on it. It's going to spam Follow Me again, I'm 100% sure. And I'm just going to Psyshock and just get as much damage on that Indeedee as I possibly can. Yeah, it's just spamming Follow Me, doing nothing else. This isn't going to do a whole lot of damage. Yeah, no. This will hit its defense, so it might do a little bit more damage. Negligible damage. That's okay. Indeed, he finally goes down. I really wanted you to die last turn. That would have been far more useful. Okay, my team's Tailwind petered out. I made no use of that whatsoever. In fact, I'm just going to set it right back up. He didn't seem very concerned with setting up any kind of Trick Room at all, so I don't think he even carries it. I'm going to go ahead and protect again while I set this up. Once I got it set up, though, I am probably going to Foul Play onto Indeedee. I really need to get rid of that so I can start focusing down the Armor Rouge. Yeah, it's Indeedee. It's frustrating, not because it's actually doing anything productive, It's just frustrating because it's like, okay, dude, I know exactly what you're going to do. So why keep doing it? Don't know why it frustrates me, though. Anyway. Alright, let's go ahead. We're going to do another energy ball since, again, we aren't going to be doing much damage elsewise, and I don't want to drop my defenses with the armor cannon. So I am hoping that this foul play is enough to finish off the immunity. If Murkrow is alive next turn, which it should be, I am going to paralyze that Armor Rouge. Hopefully, though, he doesn't do too much damage to my Armor Rouge. I do think he's going to throw a Dark Pulse my way. Yeah, absolutely. And it kills. That's fine. I have no way to keep Annihilate safe, so I do hope that I can one-shot this Armor Rouge with a Drain Punch. I don't think I can, though. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing myself any favors. I'm actually going to... I am going to Terra, so I remove my Dark Weakness. And I am going to Rage Fist immediately into this Fluttermane. Who do I want to paralyze now that I can paralyze someone? I'm going to paralyze Fluttermane, shut it down as quickly as I can. At least, in the very least, what I can do is I can drop its speed so that it will prevent the attack going on to inevitably my Annihilate. I'm going to be very lucky if I get the one-hit KO on this with a non-boosted... Oh my god, that is the third time that my Thunder Wave has missed entirely. I have actually hit no targets with my Thunder Wave this entire night. Why? Ugh. At least I lived that Expanding Force, though. We don't have that Psychic Terrain down, so it didn't KO. Oh, I don't like this fight. And we see Dragonite. We are absolutely going to see the Extreme Speed come out. Even if I try to Thunder Wave again, which I am not going to do, the Extreme Speed out-prioritizes Prankster, so it wouldn't even matter. What I can't... that's not even going to matter again either. He's going to Extreme Speed onto Annihilate, absolutely, but we can pretend like he's not. Let's go ahead and... let's do it anyway. At worst, it's just not... Oh my god, it goes off. And he didn't Extreme Speed. So that's interesting. This Drain Punch should deal quite a bit of damage and heal me quite a bit. Oh, is he wearing a sash or did I just not? Okay, so he sashed. So that probably would have been a knockout. Good to know. But he's going to Expanding Force regardless. Weak Armor. Why Weak Armor, I wonder? Yeah, there goes Annihilate. Well, he tried. And Rock Slide from the Dragonite. Okay. Goodbye, Murkrow. Thought maybe I could pull off some shenanigans if that Dragonite was more supportive than offensive. That was a really frustrating fight. I did not like that. There was nothing I could do against that Armor Rouge. That Indeedee just spammed Follow Me. That's all it did. I wonder if it was like choiced and Follow Me for some reason. That's the only thing I can think of. Because it had a focus sash. Why would you want to keep it safe for that long? It's got built-in safety. Plus weak armor. If I would have hit it once, it would have got that speed boost, and it would have actually come out maybe a little bit ahead, barring some weird priority, like Sucker Punch. I wonder what the logic was with protecting it so hard. Maybe I should have focused the Armor Rouge, like, immediately, because that would have just shut down his whole thing. Ugh. Oh well. We'll keep going. Alright, so... possibly a Sun and Rain team at the same time is what I'm thinking here. He might actually lead with the Pelipper and the Palafin. It wouldn't be super weird, honestly. He's got 3 supports. Well, he's got 4 supports, really. And the other 2 are physical attackers. So Armor Rouge is probably going to do very well here, I think. But I do want to keep it safe away from that Spore. He probably has Tailwind on the Pelipper, so let's do this. I'm going to lead with my supports. I'm going to bring Armor Rouge. And I'm actually going to bring Rev of Room. Actually, no. Yeah, let's bring Rev of Room. Just in case we see Palafin. Not that Rev of Room is significantly good against Palafin, but I'm thinking that with its extra turn that it needs to take to do Flip Turn, I can at least get a Shift Gear off and do some damage. So, and I think that's exactly what we're going to see, is it's going to immediately try and Flip Turn. So we see Intimidate on my side, which not very useful for him, and it doesn't really hurt me much. Murkrow does do physical damage with its foul play, but because it's based on the enemy's attack, my attack drop doesn't really matter. So we're going to go ahead and Tailwind. And we are going to go with well, we're going to see the Flip Turn immediately. I'm 100% sure of that. So I don't think there's anything we can really do to stop that. So I'm going to go ahead and go to a Psyshock on Arcanine because I don't want that Grimmsnarl flipping into its position and then Psyshock just not doing anything. Oh, it was Iron Hands. It would have been a good idea for me to Psyshock into the Palafin. Yeah, this team is different than the previous ones that we have fought, especially with that Palafin. We haven't seen a Palafin come out at all. So that is interesting to see. And he is playing Palafin the way you play Palafin. I guess it's loosely based on Superman. So it goes out as like a normal person, Finizen, and then it goes back into the shadows or wherever Superman goes. And once it comes back out, it's a superhero. So I think that's the logic and the idea around that. I'm gonna go ahead and swap Murkrow out. Actually, no, I wanna foul play onto. Let's just put damage on the Arcanine and get rid of this as soon as we can. Gonna Psyshock into the Iron Hands and just deal as much damage as I can. Not all the time. I've seen Superman, like, just do whatever to get into his costume. Alright. Murkrow goes down. That's okay. But I can't reset my... Tailwind. So that might not be great for me. I am going to go in with Armor Rouge here and go Terra Psychic. That way I lose my water weakness, because I'm almost certain we're going to see Palafin come back out superheroed. Oh, Grimmsnarl. So he's keeping Palafin in the back. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and do an Expanding Force, even though it's just going to hit Iron Hands only. I do want Iron Hands gone. It does hurt a lot. And we are going to... We're going to try and keep our Armor Rouge safe, and we're going to do a Follow Me, even though I'm anticipating a light screen from our Goblin friend. I don't think the Grimmsnarl is going to go on the offensive. I really do think he's going to go on the defensive. And that's probably the idea, is to start setting up for Palafin. Yeah, doesn't affect Grimmsnarl. This should still KO on the Iron Hand. Yeah, okay. It's a very large amount of damage, even through that light screen. I was fairly confident that would get the KO. And here we go. We've got a shiny Palafin. And this, I actually do have a shiny Palafin myself, but this is actually the first time I'm seeing a shiny Palafin in hero form. I've actually not seen it at all. He is likely going to... I still have Psychic Terrain down, so he can't priority. And I do believe I still have Tailwind. I have one turn of Tailwind. So let's make this count. I'm going to go into Expanding Force just to... to do as much damage as possible. I am going to also Side Shock it. I don't know that Expanding Force is going to KO if it's not super effective. It didn't. Okay. So it's a good thing that I went for Psyshock. This should take the knockout. Oh, it didn't. Wow. Palafin is tanky. Let me see a Wave Crash. He didn't go for the priority. So that's good. Probably going to see a Reflect here. Oh, Life Orb, I guess. Oh no, Wave Crash is recoil. And a Spirit Break onto Armor Rouge, so that is the end of Armor Rouge. That's fine. Grimmsnarl is not going to be hard to remove. Especially since I've got a Steel Poison against his Fairy. So I think I got this. I'm going to go for the Follow Me, though, because I don't have any offensive capability here. And we see the Terra come out on his Grimmsnarl, so it's probably a defensive Terra. And it's Steel. Excellent, excellent, excellent move on his side, because I absolutely went in for a Poison Jab. So that's not going to do anything. Spirit Break, which honestly probably wouldn't have done anything to Revavroom, since I quad resist it. But it did waste my Psychic Terrain. But this does allow me to double up on the damage. It's going to resist both of my attacks, though, which isn't great. But at least I'll... Oh, God. That did no damage. And it flinched. Something in my favor, finally. Okay, Revavroom, let's go. Yeah, we're just gonna do as much damage as we can. Here comes a reflect. He knows that, I'm going to do more damage with Revervroom than I am going to do with Indeedee. It is very annoying how tanky this is. I think he's just dragging it out because reasons. But this is what we're going to do. Hopefully I get the flinch again. That would be very advantageous for me. I doubt it with our luck tonight. Yeah, Spirit Break comes out. Indeedee goes down. I don't know. I think Spirit Break might actually be the only damaging move he has. If that's the case, he probably won't be able to do enough damage to Revervroom to really matter. Yeah, I think that... Yeah, there we go. Okay. We got it. I think that was his mentality is, if you're gonna beat me, you're gonna have to work for it. Not that I've ever in my life been petty and done that. Ever. Alright. So, should I, for whoever is watching, would you guys be interested in me doing, slapping another team together, a different kind of team, and rolling with that for a little while? Or should I call it here and see you guys tomorrow? I'm going to leave it up to you guys. That is true. I have met both of you, and it is like pulling teeth. So, but it is getting kind of late. That is a good point. So yeah, let's just call it there. I will probably slap together a brand new team. Again, like this one was just completely experimental and I could not make my mind up. I do want to put something together using Dragonite. I really think Dragonite is a very interesting pick, especially with Ice Spinner. So I really want to see it do well. I really also want to use Pincurchin because it's one of my favorite Pokemon. And I love its shiny so much. So I really want to see it do well. So I might put together something using those two. Them together don't have a whole lot of synergy together. So I should be able to make a pretty interesting team that could utilize both. Maybe not at the same time, but both at different levels. So, but putting this team together, I did have very much 6-slot syndrome, where I just couldn't rationalize and reason with myself to take what I took. So I think I'm just going to scrap it except for those two and try and put something together. But that's my plan. Tomorrow, I don't know 100% what we're going to do quite yet. We might do some ranked battles. We might do some shiny hunting. I actually want to do some shiny hunting and just do something different for a little bit. But we'll see how it goes. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys